Hey guys, welcome back to Gameplayx4 podcast. We were busy. If you saw the previous live stream that you've been watching the game right there, thank you for watching.
These guys have better things to do with their lives than stay on track.
Yeah, right. It's okay. We got a lot of haters,
Wrong.
Anyways, we're back. It's another week. How you guys been, man? How you guys doing?
I'm chilling.
You
What are the
chilling?
topics?
Great
Okay.
week. Great week.
Nah, it's been a great week. I've been tired because I've been working on like a motherfucker, but it's not bad of a week.
I have midterms, so that's
Great
about it.
game came out this week, last week. So
Anyways, what's the first topic on the slideshow right here? So we have the PS5 or the PlayStation could come out with a dismantling of the whole the new
breakdown video.
Yeah, the breakdown video of the new PS5 that is coming up in like a month or so, right?
Yeah, November 12th, right?
So, what do you expect?
Something like that, yeah.
Obviously, it seems like very easy steps to dismantle that whole thing.
Yeah.
But
So that means you can hack it, right? That's what you're saying?
No.
you could have hacked it before.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is that if you want a hackable console, you have to get it like first wave. If you don't get it first wave,
Yeah, I know, but
Yeah,
it's easier for people to hack it because they dismantle it for you.
I wouldn't say all that. That's the whole
Nah.
different beast, man.
It looks like it.
Just because you can take it apart doesn't mean you can mod it easily.
yeah,
It
exactly.
depends on the components that are
It
used.
depends on the program.
So what are the components and it's already disarmed stuff?
Well, we went over like the super technical stuff a couple months ago, I think. So I'm not gonna go over it again because it seems to bore everybody. So we're just gonna talk about this hardware. So first thing that I've noticed was that they have a huge ass fan that goes at the top.
Yeah, that's the big ass thing, right?
Yeah,
The one that looks like a circle.
you can see it right here. This is the
Yeah,
huge ass
yeah.
fan.
They got a huge ass fan, but do you see that heat sink though?
Yeah, this is the heat sink.
Holy cow, that's the heat sink?
Yeah, so it
Yeah.
goes over the whole thing, right? So this is the what looks to be the CPU.
Yeah.
And it has a dedicated GPU. I'm wondering if I can see it. I think it's right here. I could be wrong though. It could be on the other side. I mean, it
Where's
is
the RAM? Is the RAM on the left side?
The RAMs are little chips that are
yeah,
soldered.
yeah.
So remember, all this is integrated. And so so it looks so this heatsink has a vapor chamber on it,
Mhm.
and it's supposed to have supposed to be able to give you 4K performance. So we'll see. I mean, they did a whole breakdown. People were actually upset that the base had to be unscrewed, but I like that because it's one of the reasons I never stood my consoles up vertically is because they didn't have a screw on the stand and they could just fall over. But yeah, it was really easy to take apart, which I guess people were really surprised about. And so they they showed you this is the power supply, this is the outer chassis, this is a plate that separates the some of the electrical components, and this is this is the PlayStation 5 from the inside. It took them like a couple minutes. It didn't take that long. They didn't really go over any details. All we know is that if the Japanese streamers who already have it is to be believed, this is supposed to be cool. It's supposed to be quiet, and that's one thing the PlayStation 4 is not. Like two things the PlayStation 4 is.
Yo, you know what I'm looking forward to, and I hope Sony doesn't mess it up.
What? This is supposed to be
those
cool.
Custom plates. You see how easy it is to take those off?
Right. These are just like slide off.
Man, I cannot wait to get me like a custom plate and put it on my PlayStation.
Which is like Gears or God of War?
Yeah, I'll do whatever. Probably God of War, Gears. I don't know. Transparent.
No, these things are definitely going to be used to make custom consoles because I think the one weakness with the PlayStation 4 is that they had to paint it.
Yeah.
And so I think like now you probably see like some collector's edition that come with pop-on plates instead of the whole PlayStation. But I also think sometimes you'll see the whole PlayStation too.
Yeah, I think that's done on purpose just for the fact that they can have custom stuff. Let's look at what happened to 360. People ate that up.
Right. And
that was just a front plate.
I can't wait for the black PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
If there's anyone I'm gonna get, it's gonna be that one.
Is there gonna be such a thing? I've seen the black station.
No, they're gonna do it.
Yeah, they're gonna do it.
What for? Like next year?
You know what?
They might do it as a special thing, but they'll do it eventually.
I'm waiting about the Cyberpunk special edition with the PlayStation 5.
No. They have that right with Microsoft. Microsoft has all that, so they're not getting that.
Yeah, I want to get an Xbox One X just to have that console.
The Series X.
Even though I'm not gonna. No,
Wait,
yeah.
have you seen the
The
custom image?
Microsoft. Okay,
Xbox
Microsoft,
One
fix
X.
your name.
Did you already see the custom?
No, I had said it right. I said One X. All right.
You meant the Series X, right?
No, Xbox One X.
Oh, you wanted the Cyberpunk One X?
Because there's no Cyberpunk Series X.
No, there isn't.
So the One X Cyberpunk is so sick, but I don't want to spend $5Gs just on a cosmetic. So
speaking
not 5Gs, 500.
speaking of
5G.
Xboxes, there's a rumor going around that the reason why it's called the Series X is because they think there's going to be multiple upgrades during this generation for the X.
That Microsoft thinks.
Yeah, there are rumors. Microsoft haven't confirmed or anything, but they're saying that it's going to these are just like the starting consoles, and then these consoles are going to get upgraded over the generation.
Think about it. It's pretty much confirmed, not like officially, but think about it, right? Think about the way they're doing it.
Yeah,
they're doing as if it's cell phones.
Yeah,
S10, S2, whatever.
Right.
You know, Series X, Series S. It's already kind of a cell phone model, and then the whole financing is like a cell phone. So
Right.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna treat it like cell phones and just like have little upgrades here and there, like maybe 2 years down the line and stuff like that.
Yeah, you can get your Xbox Series X at the nearest T-Mobile store.
Okay, so let me get this straight. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
All right. So they're already trying to show you how to fix the fan with toothpaste already? This shit already broke down?
No. They broke it down.
Yeah, just dismantle it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you can create dismantle the PS5.
Which it shows you just how much influence Xbox has gotten over the console space because Sony used to never do this.
They were actually very, very like anal about you opening up their console.
Even the software.
Yeah, and then now they're opening up the console after seeing Microsoft do it with their machines. See how successful that was.
3 years ago, Microsoft.
Yeah.
2017.
But guess what? Sony doesn't consider Microsoft competition, but they're doing what they're doing.
Exactly. Because that's the thing, right? The way Xbox is going with the service, and if there is an upgrade over the time, if they treat it like a cell phone, Sony doesn't really have a plan to deal with a competitor like that. Their whole thing is just going up against Nintendo, Sega, drop generations, no standard, right? Their cloud service is old games. However, you can play 99% of the PlayStation 4 library on the PlayStation 5. There's only 10 games you can't play.
Wait, is that confirmed? 99%?
It's been 99. It's confirmed
99?
by Sony.
Okay.
Yeah, that almost all except 10 games from the PlayStation 4 can be played on the PlayStation 5.
Really?
And those 10 games are not games anyone bought, so let's not even pretend.
Okay.
So yeah, it's Sony really can't handle a competitor that's doing what Microsoft is doing right now. So you might see Sony go down once in a while. It's just a PlayStation 3.
We will see. We will see how it does.
Wait a minute. And also, Anders is not here? Man.
Yeah.
No, he was watching the Lakers game.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Did he say that?
What? They lost. I had lost at one point.
It's not
You could literally watch the game while doing the podcast.
You know that's not true. That's because you
They
do that all
want-
the
Yeah,
time.
that is true.
They want to be
Well,
hyped.
you do that all the time. You'd be like multitasking all the time, watching other shit.
Bro,
It's cool.
I'm legit.
It's okay.
There's no such thing as
doing stuff
multitasking.
right now.
See,
While we're
that's
doing
what I just
the
said. I
podcast.
just said you can only do one thing at a time.
Well, the thing
I'm
is that
legit
like
doing something else right now.
it kind of gets in the way when your deal is watching the NBA naked, right? So like you can't really do that on stream. So I understand.
We know that Ray's a Lakers fan, but they lost to Miami Heat at one point.
Getting back to
I
topic.
just like the man.
Naughty Dog announced that all their lineup is going to be on PlayStation 5, including Jack and Daxter.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if did Jack and Daxter get a remastered on PS4? Because I don't remember that.
I don't remember anybody either.
Because if they did that, then I'm just out of the loop.
Yeah. No, I don't remember anything about that either.
Because they had it on their Twitter, so I'm assuming they're just gonna remaster it for PS5. Does that mean they're trying to bring back the series? Who knows? And also, there's this new thing called for PlayStation called Game Boost that it enhances their PS4 performance on PS5.
So it's just like the Series X. It just uses this increased power to play it at double.
Yeah, and
speed.
it'll let it be able to play the old games, PS4 games, on 60 FPS.
Right. I mean, like I said, the Xbox has a great model right now. Let me ask you guys a question. Based on pricing alone, no games, nothing like that, just pricing and where they are in the market, which one do you think is going to win the generation?
Um,
Well, the thing is
based
that I
on
don't think
price,
just based on price.
Price and market position.
Xbox.
I say Xbox.
Yeah, I think Xbox because of the cloud gaming system.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be very
This
popular.
time around, Xbox is doing a great job when it comes to their marketing scheme.
Mhm.
They're not hitting shooting themselves in the foot like they did back in 2013 when they showed off the Xbox One.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That was a whole freaking disaster. That's the whole reason why PlayStation whooped their ass this generation. But going on to the next generation, they're doing it right. They're
diametric.
They're
You're taking the time.
Thank Phil Spencer for taking his time with the Generation 8?
Yeah. No,
because he
not.
It's 8, right? No, 9. Yeah, it's 9.
Yeah, 9.
Yeah. Because when he took over Xbox, he pretty much just let Gen 8 do his thing, fail, whatever, and he just focused on Gen 9. You can see it little by little as it's going. All the studios they've been buying, all the stuff they've been doing, xCloud, the gamepad stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's all appealing to the eye. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, I get all of this for the cheaper price.
So do you think, now adding in the games, do you think that the Sony games can overcome that gap in price and position?
No. I feel like in a short period of time, maybe
for the
long
loyalists,
term.
yes. Only the loyalists were definitely going to buy a PlayStation regardless, right?
Yeah.
But for like the casual market, like the moms and pops and stuff like that,
no.
If they can be loyalists, not PlayStation loyalists, but Sony loyalists. So it's like, oh, that's a PlayStation made by Sony. I'll get that instead of an Xbox. But Xbox is still pretty big. And if they go to a game store and they'd be like, okay, how much is the PlayStation? 500, 400. How much is the Xbox? Oh, 500, 300. Oh, but you could also finance it for $35 a month for the next 2 years and you pay less. They'd be like, what?
Yeah.
Okay, sign me up for that. So you're probably gonna see more people lean on that model
because
they pay less up front and they pay less over time.
Right. And so the reason I ask is because this week it's been revealed that Microsoft is teaming up with GameStop in order to enhance not only
I'll put up
enhance their.
You can see the slide. I just put it up.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whenever somebody adds a new slide, you have to like stop the slideshow and put it up again. It's weird.
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta like refresh the page.
Yeah, you gotta refresh the page. It's kind of weird. Like PowerPoint does it automatically, but Google doesn't.
Yeah. So GameStop and Microsoft are working together to essentially make GameStop better, able to serve the consumer.
Gonna make GameStop great again.
Yeah, and they're going to allow. It seems that because GameStop said a couple of weeks ago that they wanted to allow people to get the payment plans for the Xboxes through GameStop, and so
that's a huge win for Microsoft's part. Think about it, right? Everyone goes to GameStop to buy games, right? You're obviously going to see advertisement up the ass when it comes to Microsoft and Xbox there.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a win-win for GameStop and Microsoft, especially GameStop, because that's going to help them get out the little financial shit that they're in. But it's like, sure, there's not going to be no exclusivity deal where it's like, oh, you can't sell this, but GameStop is going to entice the employees to be like, yo, try to make them get the Xbox instead of a PlayStation.
Right. Yeah, that's true. But that's not a bad thing considering that Microsoft is pouring all that money into them.
No, it's not.
So yeah, I just thought it was interesting. This is a very interesting generation that's popping up right here.
Yo, I'm telling you, GameStop, whoever hired Reggie needs to like bow down to this man, because ever since he took over the company,
They're
they
doing good deals.
way better, like a little way better, doing better deals, better bundles, and all that stuff. It's like really Reggie just knows gaming, okay,
Yeah.
or business. I just say business.
Right.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll move on to the next one. I mean, unless Max, you want to talk about Hyrule Warriors?
Sure. Yeah, it's true. I added some slides, right?
Yes, sir.
I think so. Yeah. Sorry for making it late. I had a meeting. It's crazy, and
Fine. It happens.
scheduling shit up. It's a little bit difficult. Yeah. So
money is greater than free podcast.
Yes, it is.
indeed. Well, I do enjoy it, and I do miss not being here. But I'm glad that the shit can go on, regardless. So yeah. So this week we had a Nintendo Treehouse, which was essentially just a showcase for 2 games, right? Pikmin 3 XL Turbo Live, whatever the new Pikmin is, right?
Okay.
Ay, Dios mío.
And then everybody was just like, oh yeah, you know what? Like, this is such a fun game, 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 such a fun game. But in reality, it doesn't look that fun, right? Because the gameplay is kind of played out. So Hyrule Warriors is no different, right? Like, the gameplay is very much the same. However, it does entice you because it offers lore, right? Which is something that the Zelda franchise desperately relies on, right?
Yeah.
Without good lore, Zelda just falls through, right? We've seen Majora's Mask be one of the most popular games, not only because of its theme, but also because it has the darkest story, right? You have also Twilight Princess be a fan favorite because it's so complex, right?
Mhm.
And now Breath of the Wild's turn, the story was a little lackluster, right, from the very first game. I know Ruben hasn't played it because I never gave back his game. I still have it. But you're not missing out on that much. No, I'm kidding. It's a really good game.
I'm still gonna play it. What you big?
Which game?
I'll bring it back. So
Breath
I'll
of the
mail it
Wild.
to you in a care package. Anyways, so this one offers lore, which is going to essentially boost what we already got from Breath of the Wild, which is great, right? What we saw was gameplay for one of the 4 champions. We already saw not Daruni. I'm thinking Ocarina of Time. We already saw the Goron champion. We are now, Daruk.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I was thinking Darunia Zelda. It's Ocarina of Time. And now we're seeing Urubosa, right?
Right.
And she's cool, right? She, has her own style, plays down with scimitars and thunderbolts, right? And what's one of the curious things about this slide is that they're fighting against the Yiga clan members, right? And they showed a little bit more of the map, and as a matter of fact, they kind of give you the confirmation that yes, you will have the entire Hyrule from Breath of the Wild to just roam, like the entire
Really?
thing.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
So you're telling me you have to fight across that entire map?
Mhm.
Really?
That's
Damn.
insane.
You mean to tell me that they're actually using all the assets to make a game better? Cool.
Right.
Well,
Yeah, that sounds true.
Yeah, so if I can interject a little bit right now. So
Yeah.
if everyone is wondering why out of all the Zelda games is Breath of the Wild getting 3 games, it's because Breath of the Wild is now the highest selling Zelda game.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
I mean, I think out of all the Zelda games, this one has the lowest, learning curve, right? Actually, it's very easy to pick up, right? So you have the entire map. And the thing is that it's old assets, but in reality, they're new because we know essentially a wasteland, right? Tons of ruins.
Yeah.
Now we're going to see those towns as they were originally intended to be, right? Filled with people, with homes that are bustling towns and stuff like that. Because this is pre-war, right? One of the main areas that people were super excited is the Citadel, right? Which the Citadel, the Akala Citadel, is a huge fortress, right? That is in ruins in Breath of the Wild. But now, this is where the siege happens, right? So it's an entire castle with hundreds and hundreds of soldiers that are fighting to prevent Ganondorf from moving forward, which is crazy, okay? So here you see the entire map, and as you're uncovering it, once again, you're going to have the ability to teleport from tower to tower. in order to traverse.
So you're saying at one time the whole game is. So do you mean it's like an actual war? You have to go from place to place. It's not like little. I don't know if you ever played Dynasty Warriors before, right?
Yeah, I have.
Right, but in Dynasty Warriors, it's like instead of like an entire war, it's like little chapters. Are you saying that in like where they're cut off, where it's like, oh, here's the new map. Now you have to start this one, and then okay, this section is over. Are you telling me that it's going to be like a Dynasty Warriors but open world?
It's going to be open world to a certain degree, and you're going to be able to change, check characters as you move. So like it's going to be open world, but I think you're going to have, and maybe I'm mistaken, hopefully I am, maybe you're only going to be able to explore a certain area with a certain character. The moment you shift from one area to the next, then you change until that story progresses in that direction. Because what it's looking like now is that each individual champion is going to get its own kind of mission, right?
Right.
And meaning that all of their towns are going to be under siege. They're going to be under attack by one faction or another. And then later on, everybody's going to converge. So all the champions are going to make their way to Hyrule Castle, and then afterwards to Akala to fight the final battle.
Right. So the funny thing that's giving me a question about this, like the original Hyrule Warriors, had DLC. It had a decent amount of DLC too. They added all kinds of crazy characters, but because this is so heavily tied to the story, I don't know if this game is going to get that kind of DLC.
No, and people are already thinking that it won't. It's going to be very conservative in that sense, right?
Because you'll push the story forward. I mean, through DLC. I don't know if they will want to do that.
I mean, they might not do character DLC. They might do like story expansions type stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
And if it sells a lot, they're probably like, "Yo, let's keep throwing money in this."
Yeah,
because let's be honest, they're gonna sell a lot though. They're gonna keep making another story.
Yeah, because when it comes to Dynasty Warriors, right? The Legend of Zelda Hyrule Warriors, I should say, they are among the best-selling Dynasty Warrior games, right?
Yeah.
Those games don't sell a lot. They usually sell about 1 to 2 million.
Yeah.
And so like now that they, Hyrule Warriors sold so much, it's clear to see that they want to keep making them because obviously there's money in it. And so at the same time, I wonder if was it Namco who's making Koei?
Yeah.
I think it's
whoever's making it. Yeah, whoever's making it, they have an incentive to push DLC for this game, but because this game is so heavily rooted in the lore of what happened in the past, they can end up ruining the story.
Potentially, yeah.
Right, if they put too much DLC in it, or they can end up fragmenting how many people understand the story if they put too much story DLC, but no one buys the DLC.
And that's the problem, right? You have you have marketing, right? And the marketing value. How much $5 can you get out of people with extra DLC, right? Because if you put it out, people will buy it, like you said, right? But then where do you want this game to fit, right? Because at the moment, it looks like at face value is going to give us exactly what we need to understand Breath of the Wild 1 better so that we're ready for Breath of the Wild 2, right? And they're already taking a lot of liberties, like Zelda being able to use the Sheikah Slate and being able to like fight, and destroy things, like which technically never happened. We know from the story of Breath of the Wild 1, right, that her prerogative was her chore really was to force awaken herself, right? So that was the only thing she did. She went from like temple to temple, shrine to shrine, just trying to like awaken the goddess power in her. So to see her battling, right, in the middle of a war, like surrounded by hundreds of Yiga clans, that's a liberty. That's a stretch, right there.
I mean, it does fly in the face of everything a lot of them said too, because the reason why Zelda in Smash Bros doesn't have the Breath of the Wild outfit is because they said it wasn't meant for fighting. But if she's fighting in that outfit, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And at the same time, Urbosa doesn't make sense either, because at this point in time, Ganondorf is the king of the Gerudo. So what does she have to follow him?
That's the thing. Like, we presume that Ganondorf was at some point we presume that Ganondorf was alive at the time of Urbosa, but it may not be the case, right?
Well, wouldn't have to,
Ganondorf would be
because
older still.
they fought against Ganondorf in this war.
But did they say that? Like, does Urbosa say that she fought along against them? I don't think so.
I don't think so. Nah.
No, I don't think so.
That's true. They could have just fought against Ganon and not Ganondorf.
And remember, there's that one theory, right, where Ganondorf and the Triforce of Power is essentially what's powering the Sheikah.
Right.
That's why he's buried underneath Hyrule Castle, right? So it may be that Ganondorf is even way, way back, right?
True.
Hopefully, we get some information about that. I mean, we're gonna get a pretty good look at Gerudo Town, which means that there's going to be another Gerudo ruler there. So they haven't released anything, but something did sneak by. The people who were playing the game, which are honestly, they don't do the game any favors, right? I love them, but it feels like I'm watching my grandma, my mom, and my aunt, talking about Breath of the Wild. And I know that they're involved in development and they're crucial and pivotal, but they should have added an extra person there, from the community that really enjoys Zelda, to get that emotion, because these people have seen the game. They've been working on it for months, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was a little anticlimactic to see them just kind of like, oh, look at that.
You mean the presentators, right?
Yeah, the presentators.
They were pretty boring.
Yeah, they're always so bland, right? And I get it. This is their job. This is not really their passion.
I mean, I would hope that the one DLC we do get, if we do get this in the game, the one any Zelda game really is, I want to see where Ganondorf came from. Like, why? Like, why are you doing this?
Explain that in Skyward Sword.
No, he was just demise trapped in a sword. That's it. And he was the great evil. Like, they treated him like he was always the great evil.
Yeah, so technically Ganondorf always has demise inside of him. Like it's a
curse. Yeah, it's a curse.
Demise is the original, and then Ganondorf is his reincarnation, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why like we see Breath of the Wild pushing the boundaries of the story to a certain degree, kind of writing its very own universe, right? So we might see a Gerudo King that really isn't bad per se, isn't a bad person, but rather a good person who was possessed, right? And who was forced by this entity to do things that are bad. But then again, that's just theory. Okay. Right. So
by the way, developers Omega Force.
Omega Force.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
Makes sense.
It's the same people that made the first one, but the first one had Omega Force, Team Ninja, Tecmo, Nintendo. This one is just Omega Force, and then Nintendo and Tecmo are publishing it.
Okay.
Yeah. So one of the things that snuck by them, which they did not intend to reveal, but it did, was when they were playing, right? They flashed the objectives. And one of the objectives was defeat Master Koga. So, which is the leader of the Yiga, right?
Oh, really?
I didn't put a clip on it. So this whole mission, right? At the end of the day, you're gonna end up fighting Master Koga, which we know him as a really fat, goofy Ninja Glide character, right?
Right.
Who is really easy to beat to the point that he actually kills himself, right? Because he lets the little metal ball kind of like roll onto him as he falls into a back, yeah. So now we might actually see a badass Koga when he's like young and buff, right? And OP.
So that Koga was 100 years older than he is in this game.
Yeah, that's the thing. It was 100 years older. So like we're technically fighting a super old man, just like Impa, something like that. Right.
That's true.
So another thing that they introduced now is that, guess what, guys? The weapons don't break.
Oh my god, yes.
Really? They don't break?
If they don't break, man, that's the one thing I hated from Breath of the Wild. That and stamina.
You know, there's some Zelda fanboys out there that say if you didn't like weapon breaking in Breath of the Wild, you're not a good game, a good gamer. I'm like, That sounds stupid. What are you talking about? Why would I want my weapons to break?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the whole deal is that you build up your armory, right? And it sucks when you like. One of the things that I hated the most is you can't use the Master Sword, to a full extent.
You gotta go back and pull it back out.
Yeah, you have to go break it. And I'm like, what the fuck? Right?
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Wait, for how long you have the Master Sword?
No, you could use it there, but the thing is that it has a power limit, so like it doesn't break. But if you use it all up, I think you have to go pull it back out of the stone, right?
Yeah,
that's so bad.
So you have to go back to the place.
Yeah, so they essentially just want you to use the Master Sword for like the big battles. That's it.
He wants you to be King Arthur over and over again.
Yeah.
So like essentially the Master Sword glows, right? And if you decide like, hey, you know what, I'm gonna cut down a tree with the Master Sword, right? Boom. the charge goes up, and now it's just a regular old sword with no special power.
Can you not just forge your sword to not break? Like you break.
Not a Breath of the Wild.
Nah, they ain't gonna do
that. Because I think only the Hylian shield doesn't break, right? It's the only invincible item. Yeah.
We gotta find some hacks so these things don't break, man.
And see, one of the problems in Breath of the Wild was that you had some weapons that you can only find once.
Yeah.
Right. Wow. So like there was a couple of really cool shields that there were only 2 in the fucking game. So if you broke it, and then you broke the second one, that's it. You're not going to find it ever again. You're going to have to restart the game.
Wow.
Great.
And we're talking about a game that wants you to surf on the shields.
Yes. Exactly. And then they're like, one of them is it's like a sail type of shield, which is super cool. And that one's the fastest one for sledding, but it breaks the easiest, and there's only 2 in the game. It's so stupid. But yeah. So they did away with that system, and they implemented what Lou said, forging weapons. So now you can have your weapon and level them up. So you can take it from all the way to level 100.
You gotta see my wooden sword all the way to 100.
Yeah, let's hope they carry this over to Breath of the Wild too.
That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that they use this and they start kind of implementing elements for Breath of the Wild, because if I have to play with like breakable equipment, that's gonna suck.
Definitely.
Yo, you're gonna see a streamer with a wooden sword taking all the elements, level 100 sword, real quick.
Oh, dude, believe me, people are
gonna be there's gonna be so many challenges.
When people speedrun this game, they don't really have time to go and hunt for every equipment, dude. You see people passing this game with like freaking spoon and broom.
Oh yeah. From the beginning of the game, you could go straight to Ganondorf if you wanted to.
Yeah.
What?
There's no limitations. The thing is that if you don't, it make the game easier because you have to fight each of the little spirits and separately. But if you go straight to Ganondorf, you gotta fight all 4 of the spirits plus Ganondorf at once.
Yep.
Oh, but you gotta be dodging like a mother crazy.
Yeah,
you gotta be dodging super crazy. Pro.
But the thing is that if you know how to parry, which is the best attack in the whole fucking game, then everything is kind of easy. You just have to make sure that you have enough like potions and shit to kind of like.
Because I know
you have the right weapons.
Don't you start like with 3 hearts, 4 hearts?
Yeah. And so in this case, you can keep your weapons. You can apparently you have unlimited storage of the weapons. There's lockers you can go, just store them, and you can level them up to really high levels and get your powerful arsenal, which is great.
And if it's like any other Dynasty Warriors game, you should be able to do that with the characters too.
Mm-hmm. And another thing that you can do is cook. Right, the cooking mechanism was implemented to this game as well. Right, so the cooking doesn't work as it did in Breath of the Wild, where you actually have to, harvest and forage for different items and just go to a place and cook. It's more of like you can select, I'm going to cook this over here, I'm going to cook this over here, but the recipes have to be earned.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of it is like the original Hyrule Warriors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you're going to see a couple of things that are going to make you happy, like the weapons don't break, and a couple of things that you wish they would be a lot more interactive. Because Erica, like my wife, she loves cooking. When she was playing this game, she would spend like an hour and a half just making all the dishes. I had to actually go to online and find a list of every single possible dish you can make and check off everything that she hadn't made.
Wow.
Like it like that was her thing. It was like, oh, I'm gonna cook.
Yeah,
You.
but see,
Out of
it
all
gives you
the
another
things you
perspective
could
how to
do
play
in
the
this
game,
game,
though.
she chose cooking.
No, but it gives you another perspective of how do you want to play the game, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
It ain't bad.
Yeah, I could teach their own.
And the thing is that when
It's
she
grabbing
fought,
more people's attention. That's right.
yeah, no, but the thing when she fought Ganon, dude, I was just like, dude, like she didn't have the skills that we have, like with the dodging, the parrying, and everything.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say she beasted him. I was like, what?
No, she did beat them, but that's because she's like, oh, I have a potion for like extra hearts. I have a potion for extra stamina. I have a potion for extra stealth. I have a potion for extra power. So it's just like every
Oh
hit,
my god!
since she knew how to cook so well,
yeah, it worked.
like she had all the boosts. And like her arsenal was amazing. It was so cool.
She was just like a big ass cat coming, like, "Hey, you can do nothing to me." Bam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she did half the game. What's ironic is that she doesn't cook as much in real life. She cooks more in Breath of the Wild than she ever will in real life.
Oh man, this is getting to Texas territory. Let's move on.
Buy the game that Ken has for the S.
Oh my god, we're bringing up women only when it comes to cooking. We're terrible people. Okay, let's go.
No, it's a game.
Like, hey, I'm the person who cooks at home, and I'm proud of that. Okay. As a matter of fact, when Erica goes into the kitchen, I said, like, no, honey, this is my place because I know where everything goes.
So she tells you to make the sandwich.
Oh, absolutely. And the thing is that I like it. Right, the kitchen is my place. The room and everything else is she can do whatever she wants with it.
Cooking is pretty therapeutic. I like to cook too.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, now you guys want to say that? Okay, cool.
Well, it's true.
It's true. It's
you should know how to cook because you got to eat.
It's survival instincts. You got to have
exactly. You kill the pig, you roast it. You know how it works.
Yeah, dude, cooking is amazing. I mean, I
know how to cut a real size like chicken and pig. I learned that in my job.
Yeah, it's true. You did.
So I know how to do that. A real size chicken.
Okay. Well, we're gonna buy a wild. We're gonna buy a wild pig for you. You're gonna have to catch it, skin it, cut it.
Yeah, I learned that.
And it better be delicious.
He doesn't know how to kill it, bro.
No, that depends on the pig, though.
That's true. Because you know the one thing you never learned at your job was how to take a life.
I did. I worked for my father. He had chickens. I took the life of chickens.
No, he didn't. He didn't.
Yeah, we cut it off.
That's what he was dreaming of. That's why my dad stopped doing it.
All right, let's move on to these graphics.
So yeah, that's Hyrule Warriors. Okay, Hyrule Warriors is coming up. They're releasing little by little a lot of different information. Hopefully, we get a lot more. And there's nothing really left to say when it comes to Pikmin because that game is just a rehash.
Right. So, go ahead.
I'm not gonna lie. I do not like Dynasty Warriors. I played that game. I played maybe 2 Dynasty Warriors games, and after that, I got real bored of them. There was this one game. One of my favorite Dynasty Warriors game is called number 99. I don't know if you guys know that game, but that game is old as hell. That was one of my favorite Dynasty Warriors games. And then when Hyrule Warriors came out, I was playing it. I was like, wow, I'm bored.
And that's why they only sell 1 to 2 million.
I was like, damn, this is boring. But Hyrule Warriors 2, like, I want to try it out. It doesn't look too bad. Not gonna lie. So I'm looking forward to it.
The danger I see in this new game is that when you play Breath of the Wild, right?
Yeah.
And when you see an enemy for the first time, you're like, whoa, dude, they did that. That's awesome. Like the Hinox, right? Or the Skull Hinox, which is like just a giant Cyclops, or the Lionels, right? Awesome. But then you realize that that's it. Those are the only enemies in there, right? So like you get bored of them really easily. Like, oh, there's a Hinox. Oh, there's a Lionel.
And they're few and far between too. Like there's such a huge gap between them.
So I feel like they should definitely add more to this game. Like they should add more of the legendary, bad guys that they have on the roster, right? Because there's tons of monsters that they have in the Zelda series that they haven't used.
I mean, right? I'm pretty sure they're gonna make DLCs about it.
Well, like if they don't make the Dark Nuts, right? Remember the big suits of armor?
Yeah.
Man, I'm gonna be disappointed because those are awesome.
Yeah,
and there's concept art for them.
Yeah, so this game comes out in November. Pikmin 3 is this month. is
20.
this month's first
Yeah,
party
almost my
game.
birthday.
Yeah, so Pikmin is this month's first party game, October. High Warriors, Age of Calamity is November's first party game.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll see what December's is.
And I have a question for you guys. Because you guys may or may not have talked about it. Did you guys play Super Mario 35?
Nope.
No,
35? You beat the
the
small one?
Tetris 99 looking one.
Yeah, like I hear it's been really fun.
I heard it was pretty brutal,
That probably is.
but
Yeah.
but it's just I'm tired of the Mario game. I'm tired of that level, and I'm tired of them repeating it for 30
Over and
plus
over.
years. That level is older than I am.
Is there any other levels? Apparently, there's only like 2, right?
I think, yeah.
2 levels, yeah.
Holy shit,
I
that's
just
it.
wish they didn't do Mario so dirty on his 35th.
Right?
Man, yeah.
Like
Like
Legend of
Mario-
Zelda's birthday was way better.
Yeah, like Mario's been carrying Nintendo for like years, and this is the
And it
first
still
one.
is. Still is. Yeah.
Dude,
Well,
if that's
not in
what,
Mario anymore. Right now, was carrying the Switch.
Zelda.
It's
It's
Zelda.
Zelda, yeah.
Zelda and Smash, actually.
Oh,
But Smash is
Mario-
also
Mario
back to
Kart.
Nintendo,
Mario
though.
Kart.
Actually, yeah.
Mario-
Zelda and Mario Kart.
I'm glad you guys
And
finally
Mario Kart.
realized that.
And well,
the Switch
Smash
sucks
sold just as much
balls.
as Zelda did, though.
yeah.
Yeah, they're tied.
But then again, I mean, a lot of the Switch games are hitting like crazy numbers. So
Unbelievable number. If Pikmin 3 sells 20 million, I'm out. I
No.
It's no way. It's no way.
It
Look at
will.
Pokemon.
I never played a Pikmin
Pokemon
game.
did 17 mil, right?
Yeah. No. It hit 18 last official numbers, but Game Freak was saying it did 20.
This,
Yeah.
damn.
Wow.
Yeah.
I gotta say, Lou, I think you're gonna like Pikmin. Pikmin is actually quite fun. I played the first and the second. I
I
like
never
it.
played it. I saw Colin play it, but
I played the
It's-
first one. It's not. I don't know. It's not my cup of tea, to be honest.
No,
Yeah, definitely.
I want them to remake Advance Wars.
Yes, man. Oh my god. Advanced Wars and Battalion Wars, man.
Good
I'll
man,
take
that
Battalion
those
Wars.
games
I
were
think
moving.
Battalion Wars happened.
Yo,
Yeah.
Battalion Wars was my shit on the Wii, man. All I know was GameCube. Man, I love that
GameCube.
freaking game, yo. Oh my god.
Yeah, like I remember I had a cousin, right? Like, and this is true. This is facts. His name is Rolando, and I showed him Advance War for the Game Boy Advance, right? And he learned how to play it in like 10 minutes or so, and then he was addicted. He was hooked on that shit, and he's a big World War II buff, right?
Yeah.
I remember that night it was like around like 10, and he was just like, "Oh, let me play," and I was like, "Sure." And then I fell asleep, and then I woke up like around 6 a.m. in the morning.
He was
And the
still playing. I
He's
remember that.
still playing. And I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
you're still playing. And I was like, yeah. I was like, dude, how many levels did you get? No, it's still the same battle. And I'm like, what? He played
How the hell?
a single battle. And then I'm like, why did you do that? It's like, dude, the thing is that I wanted to exhaust their like levels to the most, and I wanted to recreate this type of battle, and I wanted to see if I can go over here. So essentially he dragged on the battle on purpose, right? To see how much he could do. And he's like, dude, I can kill him at any moment, but I just want to know, how much I can take over. And I was like, dude, you're fucking crazy. But that's the thing you could do with those types of games, right? They're very
Yeah.
creative.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
I played Advance Wars when it was in the DS, and you showed it to me, Max, because you were playing. I think the end of the Advance Wars, it went so crazy.
I maxed out that game.
Yeah, I saw you playing it. I remember. But then after that, you know who's gonna like the game? Terrence.
Who?
Terrence.
Karen.
Gonna like
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Terrence
know,
will love
And in the world of Moabs, I'm surprised that Nintendo hasn't, brought back that property back.
it. I think it took one for the Wii.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, like all the early 2000 games are dead in Nintendo's mind. I mean, you're lucky you got Sunshine and Luigi's Mansion.
All right, we can move on.
All right, let's move on to this graphics card right quick. So, in the world of gaming, PC gaming, which is we do very few stories about this. AMD revealed their graphics card. They revealed some CPUs too, but we already know they're better than Intel's. There's no point in talking about it. So they revealed their GPU, and this is the 4K. I think with ray tracing on performance, which is pretty good. It's about the power of a 3080. But hopefully it's gonna be cheaper. So I don't know if we've covered it a few times, but the launch of the NVIDIA GPUs, the 3000 series this year have been terrible. They're still out of stock everywhere. So
yeah, they were saying that you were mad about it because you couldn't buy it.
I can't find one. Yeah, it pisses me off. And so now, if this car could come out, have similar performance, and be cheaper, this might end up giving AMD some cheap market share out here. So yeah, that's just the World PC game. It looks like a great card on spec. Only problem is that if you want deep learning, kind of need NVIDIA, or someone can work with. But I think AMD have actually made a library or adapted a library to these cards. So yeah, these might not be bad for deep learning either. We'll see.
Well, they have something similar to DS. Is it DSLL or that's
DLSS. Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna have something similar to that or no?
I don't think so. I think this is just raw performance.
Okay, so they can't. They're not gonna be able to do 8K gaming.
No, they're not gonna be able to. They're not gonna be able to cheat 8K gaming.
Wait, so if these graphics are, is these gonna be cheaper or it's gonna cost more?
I mean, AMD cars are usually on the cheaper side.
Yeah, they're usually cheaper. That's what people are hoping for because the NVIDIA card is $700, and then everyone expect them to release a 20 gigabyte memory version in December. That's probably going to be around $900 to $1,000. But AMD's cards are usually about $600 to $700 too. So this will probably be about $700 as well, maybe $650. Yeah, but yeah, just some PC gaming.
One of the things
I'm gonna get one.
One of the things that I like about this card, right, is that it looks just like a Mad Catz adjustable fan for the Nintendo Wii.
No, for the Xbox. For the Xbox. Have you seen the Xbox 360 fan? With another fan. That's what they put.
No, I had one just like that for the Wii because, like, at some point it just died.
Yeah.
And just buy one and it plugs in the back. So when I see it, I just can't unsee.
I think I remember we bought fans for a Wii because it kept overheating, so we put it on the bottom, the two fans.
Yeah, I mean, they're trying to appeal to gamers of all shapes. I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
Just make something that works.
It's funny because I don't play none of those games. Well, maybe Call of Duty, but not more.
Yeah, but I don't play Borderlands 3, but apparently the performance in Borderlands 3 for like all cars is god trash right now.
Oh, that's wow.
Great. Yeah. Okay, so
ending as hell.
So we're talking again about our favorite developers, Lab Zero Games. If you remember, they created Skullgirls and they all got fired.
What happened now?
It's
now
without employees.
So Indivisible, the other game they made, that branched off of Skullgirls and sold well with the intro made by Studio Trigger, the people who made Gurren Lagann, Kill la Kill, Promare.
Show.
Yeah, they have to stop development on this game. But really? it already came out, but no expansions, no DLC.
Why they gotta stop?
Why?
Well, they have to stop because one is fired.
What?
Remember, they fired everyone just a couple weeks ago. Remember?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'll say like,
so now development on this game is officially over. They can't salvage it. So the game you got is the game you got. If you have the physical version, congratulations! You probably have one of the rarest games on the Switch.
Holy
wow!
It's sad, but Lab Zero doesn't look like it's gonna make it out of this year. Unfortunate. That's what happens with toxic management, guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
Rip. Pick rip.
They put a lot of love in this game too.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like Lab Zero Games are one of those studios that could have been great. Like they put a lot of love into their games. They put a lot of time and dedication into their games. And only because of toxic management that they go down. So we're about to lose a great studio for virtually no reason.
You know, it is sad, but like I said, the problem is that, you know, we're going to regret this, right? In the sense of like, oh, we're not going to get a good game. But at the same time, it's good because it's fomenting a positive business environment, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, sure, we lost the game and we're going to regret that we lost that game. But I think we're going to gain much more out of that in general in society.
Yeah, the thing is that the team is trying to stay together, right? The team itself is trying to stay together. But the problem is they don't own those IPs. And so because the IPs belong to the company, right? They can't. It's difficult for them, or it's like a legal nightmare for them to kind of add to them. So essentially, what's going to happen is that if they do stay together, they would pretty much have to start a whole new project, which means going through that nightmare of having to start from scratch, build up the fanfare, build up the hype all over again, right? And then, hopefully it works. And then, because now Lab Zero Games is not the studio anymore, right? And Lab Zero Games had hype because of Skullgirls. Now you have to start an unknown studio, and the studio wasn't that big to begin with. Have to start an unknown studio, build hype, build repertoire, and then rapport, and then
rapport,
yeah, and then build it all over, and then try, hopefully it works out a second time. They have to strike gold twice. That's the thing that's terrible.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So they cannot catch a break. For the last 7 years, they've been up and down. So it's another.
I gotta commend them for like actually sticking with it and trying.
These guys went just to make sure Skullgirls was good. They went a whole year without getting paid.
What?
That team was so dedicated to that game and so dedicated to the team that they took a whole year of not getting paid to make DLC.
Bro, that's slavery right there.
To make DLC for Skullgirls.
That's slavery.
The employees did it willingly. That's how much they love that game.
Wow.
And just to see the studio ripped away from them, that sucks. And the game ripped away from them. It sucks.
That sucks.
I go to court for that.
What do you mean?
Well, the thing is that it's
fired. Can we that was retaliation? Can I?
No, but
but see,
they're willing to do it. That's the problem. They're willing to.
Yeah, this is the problem with that type of industry, right? The type of industry who works out of good faith, right? Because like you have a lot of employees with a lot of heart and a lot of personal pride on their task, right? So they're willing to do this shit. I know because I've done it. As an educator, I'm like, okay, you know what? You don't have money to pay me for private tutoring, but you want to do well. That's okay. I'll go ahead. I'll drive down to the Starbucks and I will sit with you for like 4 hours and help you study. Like you can pay me some other time. I understand it. When you're passionate about what you do and you believe, you do this shit. But the problem is that more often than not, the people who are at the top don't think ahead, right? They don't think about what they do, and they end up throwing away all that sacrifice without any recognition whatsoever.
Right, and yeah, exactly. They get taken advantage of, and that's the thing. It's like that's why salaries. Like I don't know if people knew, but at Blizzard Entertainment, right?
Yeah,
they were notorious for paying their employees really poor compared to everyone else. So this is one of the biggest studios in the world, one of the most well-known studios in the world, paying their employees worse than the vast majority of studios. And the reason why they did that was because, they were taking advantage of the people who love to do it. So they knew there's like, hey, you can take $60,000 at that studio who no one knows about, or you can take $40,000 to work at Blizzard, right? And then on top of that, like you just said, the parallels to educators that you saw during the teacher strike in the United States, right? Then the teacher strike, like everyone was like, "Oh, you should be doing this for the kids." It was like, no. they're like, I have my own bills to pay. You're not gonna pay them, right? Because no handouts, right? You're not gonna pay my bills. You want me to work for it, so you want me to do it pro bono, but then you treat me like a bad guy when I don't. But then you're gonna treat me like a bad guy if I quit, I should say, because you're treating me like crap. So you want to treat me like crap, but you want me to put up with your BS and do it for free. Not gonna happen. But the hilarious thing about it was that the teachers were still thinking about the kids to the point where they set up free daycare. Okay, free daycare and school lunches just so they can go on strike.
Yes.
And and people still talk to them like they were trash. It's amazing. So so there's a lot of parallels there.
Yeah, and that's what happens, right? Like that's why unions are so important. And definitely. The reason why the teacher strike was successful, it wasn't 100% successful, but at the very least, it was able to, meet quite a few of the demands that were requested at the beginning, was because the unions did not relent. They were like, no, we were teachers. we are now in charge of making sure that teachers get their due, right? Because rest 100% assured, rest assured, if there is a chance of taking advantage of any profession, there will be somebody who's willing there to take advantage of them. Like this. Like if they see a kink in the armor, they're going to exploit it. And this is what I see with Tesla. Okay. Tesla very much works in this same fashion, right? Where you have this very polarizing figure as your quote unquote messiah, and a lot of the people who are working, they follow him like they are this own little group of cardinals, right? They're priests, so to speak. And they feel like just by working there, you know, they feel grateful, right? And they're willing to do a lot of shit, right? That they wouldn't do otherwise, right?
Yeah.
And that's why Elon Musk also doesn't really like unions, right?
Right. I mean, that's the thing, right? When it comes to upper management, right? What like people forget that the ones who make the money are the workers, right?
Mm.
As soon as the teachers went on strike, the governor, the people in the state who decide how much schools get, they didn't come down and teach your kids. Like the teacher strike essentially reminded everyone how important they were. Like that they're the ones that are the important ones, and that if they decide to walk away, you got nothing, right? You could have as much management as you want to have, but if you have no one there to make the product, like if you have no one, because Elon Musk is not going to go down to his factory to start putting those cars together, right? No. He's not going to watch those machines. He's not going to repair the machines that put the cars together. He's just gonna, exactly. He's just going to sit there and say, I started this, so I should get all the money, and then everyone else should be treated like shit because anyone can replace you. But if they all left at the same time, it's like, okay, cool, replace me then. And a lot of places are realizing that they can't do that. So, so that's why you need strikes in this world. That's why you need unions.
Yeah, and that's what's happening right now in the California ballot with the Uber driver petition, right? So, like, dude, Uber, Lyft, and DoorDash have spent a ridiculous amount of money to make sure that they paid actors to say like, oh yeah, we don't want to be recognized as employees. We want to keep being private, contractors. Bullshit, yo.
You spent all this money on that, but you couldn't give that money to your employees.
Exactly. No. If you live in California, vote no on 22. Okay, vote no on 22. That's BS. We know it.
Like it's the most bullshit thing. And one of the cool bits of research that came out a couple of months ago is the fact that there's a paper that says that DoorDash and those app-based delivery, food delivery apps, right? Yeah. They actually end up hurting the restaurant rather than helping them, especially during the pandemic, because they charge so much. Before the pandemic, you still underwent a loss, but it was worth it just to keep the customer base. Okay. Right. But now, where everything is based on them, right? Businesses are actually losing money with every single order. So
that's actually the funny thing about ride sharing that a lot of people don't know is that the ride share business model is to suck value out of the chain, right? Because what a lot of people didn't know was that the drivers who drive for Uber and Lyft, they're actually losing money on each trip, right? In the form of the amount of gas they spend and the amount of damage to their car. Right, a lot of people don't they never talk about that. They just talk about the raw money. And so when they calculated it, they found out that after all was said and done, over like a 10-year period, the Uber drivers actually lost like I think $5 or $6 grand. They didn't gain anything, right? But Uber, the company, gained a lot.
Yeah.
Right. And so vote no on 22. Because it's just ridiculous. And the funny thing about it was the only reason this popped up and the only reason they got sued was because there was a time where there was a period of time, I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago, where Uber and Lyft drivers will complete a drive and then somehow end up owing Uber and Lyft money and not get paid.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, so they took them to court.
Them money after doing the job,
right? And so they took them to court for that reason. Because they were getting negative pay. And then that's when the court decided, like, hey, these guys are your employees. You have to treat them like that. You have to
Yeah.
treat them as employees, and you have until this date to do it. And so they appealed it and appealed and appealed it, failed, and they kept appealing it until California passed a law saying they had to treat them like workers because they were tired of them going to the court system trying to challenge it.
Yes.
Once they passed that law, that's when Uber and Lyft threatened, "Oh, we're gonna leave,"
Yeah.
and they decided to start this Proposition 22 thing where it says they want to be treated like private contract.
Yeah.
That's the only reason this popped up.
Yeah. And the thing is that I'm also not hearing anything about, say no to Prop 22, which is scary.
Yeah.
Right. There's a
Yeah.
lot of Lyft and Uber drivers out there. Right. A lot. Like,
Yeah.
God damn it. A sizable portion of our economy now is based on that type of employment. And they're not saying anything. Right.
Right. Yeah, and
Which-
that's the thing is that they just don't have the same megaphone, right? Like I said, Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, they can go out there and spend millions of dollars to just plaster these commercials all over the place.
Yeah.
But the workers, remember, like I said, the Uber drivers are losing money. They don't
Yeah.
have the money to go out there and spend to counter that.
Yeah.
And they don't have a union. It was literally just an impromptu group that went to sue them. All this was just pretty much a project of convenience for them.
Yeah.
And so,
like,
yeah.
oh, no, in 22.
Yeah, no 22.
Oh, no
So-
122.
100%.
So
Even
there
if,
we go.
if Uber, remember, California is the largest economy in the United States. If Uber, Lyft, and DoorDash leave, I will guarantee you, one, the taxi company will be happy, but at the same time, someone will take their place in a 32.
Yeah, make another program like Uber. Yeah.
Oh yeah, like that's the
Yeah.
thing. And people don't realize that if you threaten, right, to leave, it will be the best thing for somebody who has an app just like it ready to go.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
We talk about $3.2 trillion.
And there are other apps out there that do what Lyft and Uber do. It's just that they're
Yeah.
not.
They're not that big. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because there's like non-competition agreements and all that. So like if they choose to leave out of their own volition, dude, even California, the state itself can put their own fucking version of this.
No,
Right.
I could
Good.
feel like one of them going and just one takeover.
Yeah, I mean, you could have the taxi companies kind of like come together and make their own app,
Yep.
right? Because they already have the infrastructure; they just need the app.
Well, they do have it for private customers.
And so,
Yeah.
for everyone who doesn't know, we live in California. I mean, if that wasn't obvious,
Oh, yeah.
but yeah, it's
All right.
just vote on to it.
Yeah.
All right, so this next one,
So what's next?
this
Breath
is
for the
Genshin-
waifus.
Breath of Waifus,
Waifus, yeah.
Genshin Impact. So this was the Breath of Wild lookalike game that we were dogging on a couple months ago.
Yeah, we were tearing this game a whole new ass.
Right. So this is coming out of China, and so of course it has censorship in it. They censored Taiwan, and they censored Hong Kong. So you can't say either one of those things in this game. At the same time, it is a fantastic game. Otherwise, these developers did a really good job. It already was downloaded over about 80 million times.
Yeah.
I played the hell out of this game. It's a great game. I'm still playing the hell out of this game.
I'm playing Saturday tomorrow.
I started playing, but I've been working, so I haven't even passed the prologue yet.
I've been playing this game for like what 4 days.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I already finished the story.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow, that's not long at all.
No, it's long.
No, this is a cell phone game.
Kenneth skip a lot of stuff. He doesn't finish the game.
Oh yeah, I don't read. So, so this is a gotcha game.
You don't need to read. It has dialogue for you.
Yeah,
It's
that's true.
the story. You have to. Whatever.
Hey man, hey, that's cool.
And then can be like, I don't know where I gotta go. Well, they told you in the cutscene.
Well, they got waypoints. So it's a gotcha game. I'm not gonna lie about it. It's a gotcha game. Pretty much, this is a cell phone game that they adapted to the PC. Everything in this game will tell you to spend money. I'm not gonna lie. You want to level up your character? Money. You want to get new characters? Money. You want to get new weapons? Money. You want to level up those weapons? Money. You want to level up the levels of those moves? Money. You want to level up the weapon stat? Money. Okay. You want to have the constellation of that character leveled up? Money. All right. You want to do a dungeon too many times in a day? Money. Okay.
Oh, you can't do the same dungeon over and over again.
You can, but it costs resin, and resin is
It's
limited unless you
Resin
spend
is-
money.
It's blood
Oh.
money. It's blood money.
You can get through the game without spending money.
You
and level
can get no. That's the thing. You can get to the game without spending money, but after adventure rank 30, it's a grind. It's a real hard grind. I mean, you're gonna have to look for treasure chest in the wild to level up. You're gonna have to fight certain monsters, do random events. It's a real hard grind.
No
Now,
wonder
if you want to
you
get if you want to get past that grind, you can spend money.
Yeah.
But you don't have to. Like I said, this game you could get through it free, which is great. And they're gonna do some more updates, but just if you play this game, expect the grind. That's what this game is. It's grind is grind of money.
I just want to say, Breath of the Wild looks great, but those textures are god trash.
Right. Yeah, so this game does look like Breath of the Wild. It has a stamina system like Breath of the Wild, but it does not have the weapon
gliders,
destruction
Yeah.
as a guy. But the weapons don't die. They don't break. So that's the one good thing they have. Because if they didn't have the
this
money.
game shows what a Zelda game, 3D Zelda game, will look like if Nintendo had great hardware and had a co-op Zelda game.
And it's glad that you said that because that's a nice segue to what I'm about to say because we don't have a slide for it. But there's a rumor that was, I guess, kind of confirmed by a French site who accidentally posted it that Nintendo is planning a 4K Switch next year.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard
Yeah,
that.
and a developer came out and said that Nintendo told them to get their games 4K ready. So you might see 4K Nintendo games for once.
I know a few podcasts ago I said they ain't gonna do it. Well, they shut me the fuck up.
Well, we don't know yet. Remember, it's not out yet.
We know,
Yeah.
but there was a job listing up there too for I
Right.
think NVIDIA for 4K
Right.
console.
Right. So Nvidia had a listing for a job description that wanted an engineer to go around to different game studios to help them make their games 4K ready for a console that contained an Nvidia SoC. There's only one console on the market that contains an Nvidia SoC. Okay, that's the Switch.
It's gonna be interesting, yo. Maybe we finally get some great looking games. I mean, games look great on the Switch, but like not like to the point where then it looked like fucking.
Maybe you could get a Metro game with a 4K.
You actually might see it get bundled with Monster Hunter because
right. Normally, when a Nintendo console comes out, it's usually a Monster Hunter like game or what's that? Or Xenoblade.
I'll buy it. No Xenoblade.
Yeah, no, the new 3DS came out because of Xenoblade.
Yeah,
I know. I saw the bundle.
It was like one of the only games supporting it.
Yeah, that and Monster Hunter.
Yeah, I mean, like there was, 5 games that supported the new 3DS.
Yeah, there weren't many. It was really no point in buying the new 3DS. But so that's the 4K Switch. No, I'm surprised. I'm actually I hope it's not just a 4K upscale dock. I hope it's actual 4K power. So for the first time in a long time, Nintendo might have parity with the other two consoles. And that should be a big threat for $300.
Yeah, it's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're going to increase the price.
Yo, we're gonna see Nintendo this competition already.
If it's gonna be 4K, it might go be like 350. Who knows?
Yeah, I think it's gonna go up, but not that much. You know,
I
think it's gonna be 400. I think
it's gonna stay 300 because
300 because the Xbox One S is 300. So
no, I mean the bundles with the bundles.
Yeah, I think it's gonna stay 300 because it's been about 4 years since the Switch came out. I mean the factories, they know how to make it, and that's usually what makes the console cheaper. So my guess is that the console to actually sell could have dropped to 200, right?
Yeah.
Like if they to keep it normal, and then they're just using 4K to push it up that 100. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now they could keep it at 300 versus dropping it to 200, 250.
And they'll just drop the old Switch to 200.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So that's very interesting. I hope it's true. Okay, so next one is the Dreamcast Mini. Who put this here?
I did.
Okay.
Why does it look disgusting?
That's cute though, because the
do you
Dreamcast
think, Josh?
So because we don't give a damn about Game Gear. The Game Gear Micro dropped 2 days ago, and
I didn't know.
Yeah, I had to actually look that up. But it dropped 2 days ago. But no one cares about the micro. Now people actually do care about the Dreamcast for some apparent reason. The Dreamcast was like this godlike machine that
That didn't sell.
it's like this godlike machine that came out at the wrong time, which I kind of agree. I think the Dreamcast came out too early in its time. It should have waited.
Well, I think that's the thing with the Dreamcast, right? Because it was like that thing people bought until Sony came out. Because Sony killed it. Like it was the PlayStation that killed it. Yeah,
But if they had waited 2 years, they could have. It was underpowered by the time the PS2 came out.
that's true.
If they would have waited 2 years, they probably could have gotten those DVDs too that Xbox and the PlayStation 2 had.
Okay, so why do we care about this?
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is a John finish. Go ahead.
Oh, because Sega hinted that they're working on next mini console, and they ain't got nothing else. And then the Dreamcast is like their biggest, most favorite machine. So if the Dreamcast Mini gets released, it probably will sell. There's a fucking cult following out there. For
Yeah.
the Dreamcast.
Yeah, there is.
Like this, I don't understand, but man, when people mention Sega, they just mention Dreamcast or the Master System, or I think it was the Genesis.
Yeah, Genesis or Dreamcast.
Like,
the thing about this is that, as you can see, there's a lot. Well, there's not a lot of moving parts, but it has the little Game Boy inside, right, for the original Dreamcast. How are you gonna make that many?
I know, right? The other thing is,
I don't get
so
it.
like
What I do like about the Dreamcast, sorry for cutting you off.
No,
Man, yo, their intro screen, man, that's just like nostalgic as fuck, yo.
yeah,
That's
it's
so
really
fucking
good.
sick. And their commercials were sick as hell. So I was like, damn, this is gaming right here. And then it died.
But you see why? But you see why they have a Dreamcast Mini is the exact reason why they're not around anymore. Is because they keep copying Nintendo.
Yeah.
As you're saying, Max.
Nice. Like honestly, the Dreamcast is a good looking console, and this is essentially scratching the itch for people who want to collect consoles, but they're not willing to spend the extra like $300 to buy an original SNES, or an NES back in the day, like a vintage one, right? So this fits right up the alley. Now, one thing that they're gonna have to do for sure is give us a fucking control that doesn't have a cord that connects at the bottom, because that shit is terrible.
That was so annoying, man. Oh god.
Hey, it looks like those fucking. The controller looks like one of the scanners for blood testing. That's what it looks like.
I'm not gonna lie, this looks like an original Xbox on Duke controller.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's fat like that. Yeah,
just completely took that. It was like, oh, we're gonna make that ours and shit like stuff.
But
like
see,
It looks hideous, dog. I don't like it. It's
to this day, I don't know what that hole in the Dreamcast controller is for.
oh, that's that little memory thing.
It's for the Mini. Yeah,
See that little
So,
little
like-
game play thing? Yeah, that belongs in there.
yeah.
So, but what does it do? What's the point?
It's just
Is
for
it
like
just like a
little
remote?
extra like, mini game. I think that was also
Right.
Is that a memory card? No, right? Did it have like little memory?
I'm not entirely sure. I think it.
That is some lazy ass.
Nobody knows.
controller.
Well, no, because
Yeah,
I don't.
You could play little mini style games. on
Right.
that.
So depending on the game you are playing on a Dreamcast, sometimes it will have like little mini games you can play with that on the controller. I don't know if it was a memory card though.
Bro.
Okay, but I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty innovative for its time.
Yeah.
It's just that the also thing they only have one analog stick. It's and when this came out, Sony released the DualShock, the first DualShock that had 2 analog sticks. So it's like, well, we already get a better experience on PlayStation. So
Yeah.
but the Dreamcast has some dope ass games. I'm not gonna lie. Like it had, if the Dreamcast didn't die and they released it in 2000 along with the other systems, it probably would have a chance because they had some really good gems in Dreamcast.
I think what it was is that, like, say you take a look, because that's the thing, right? Not only that, but you take a look at it, it's like a kind of like a little gimmicky, right? Because the little Game Boy thing.
Yeah,
I think that's what killed it. Because I think the same thing happened with the GameCube, was that it was a little too gimmicky for developers. They're just like, we just want something that would just play this game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
like we don't want
that's
to
what
create
Sony had at the
content
time.
for all this extra shit. Yeah.
Right. Because you can't do that for the other consoles. You can't translate that.
I
to
think
the
the
other
real
consoles.
question
Yeah,
here
so
is
you have to make like it was with the Wii, right? Developers had to make motion controls for all their
Right.
games, and most developers like, I don't want to do that shit.
Right. And then you had to cut down the graphics too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, what really killed Kinect wasn't really the fact that it was spying on you; it's the fact that developers didn't want to make games for that shit because it
Right.
sucks.
Yeah, exactly.
even though Microsoft packed it with the Xbox, they still like, I ain't doing it.
Right.
I
Exactly.
still don't understand why there's
Great
still,
motion capture though,
and I don't understand why there's still hardcore fans for these piece of shit controller.
because fans still think Sega's gonna make a comeback. No,
Yeah.
This was the
So-
original Wii U, okay? For the first year, it had like amazing games, and it just went.
yeah,
Look, the controller looks like a wheel pad for Mario Kart.
Look,
because
what happens?
man.
Whatever,
If-
man.
If Andres were here, he probably would do this. Wait, here it is. So like,
I
because
don't think they
they're-
actually-
yeah, so like because people like to collect them. Lou. Don't think for a minute that people buy this to play them. They buy them so they can keep them.
Yeah,
Right
it was
there.
it was the end. It was the end of an era. It
Yeah.
was the last console that Sega made. That's a pretty
Yeah.
big thing.
It's a reboot then. It's a remake of
how
that.
come that no
It's
one?
not a remake.
How come no other company wants to like make a handheld machine?
Because
Because-
Nintendo's dominant, bro.
Right. You
Yeah,
have
but
to
I'm
fight.
saying
That's the
that's what I'm
thing
saying.
with
Like, how come like any other company?
Well, no, it's not just that, but it's also because you have smartphones. Like it's
Yeah.
I
just
forgot about
not
that, yeah.
worth making a handheld. I think that's why Nintendo even stopped making their handhelds because it's just like you can't compete with the smartphone. It's just too powerful.
It's like it's
Well-
a console. You can take it on the go.
Exactly. Like it's just like what can you do? Like I said, we just talked about Genshin Impact. It has the same graphics on your phone.
Yeah.
Think about that for a second.
That's
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, it's true.
That's what
Like
Sony
that.
tried to do at some point, right?
You know what's
To make
crazy?
your
If you go back in 2010 and you tell your past self or friends like, yo, in 10 years, we're gonna be playing console games on our phone, we would have looked at you like you're fucking stupid.
Remember, the
Yeah.
phones have 4K before the Nintendo does.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
60.
That's what I'm saying.
mean-
Like,
I mean, we do have people
That's
playing
what
MK11 in the phones, right?
that's why
Yeah, but it's not
the PS Vita
console
wasn't able to
But
be
even
successful.
Nintendo. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Ray. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying that's why the PS Vita wasn't as successful because they tried to go the phone route for a while, right?
Do you remember? Do you
They go the-
remember?
No, they try to
tried.
compare. They try to compare. Oh, it's better than
No,
your
they
phone.
try to do data plans
Yeah,
with it, but they chose AT&T, which is garbage.
Oh.
So.
Hey Ray, do you know all three of the Sony handheld consoles? Bonus points if you get the fourth one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god.
There was the PS Vita was the last one, right?
Bro, just say
Yeah.
just say all of them.
Just say as many names as you can remember.
Okay. I know the PSP 1000 was the first.
Okay, you didn't need the
Yeah.
1000, but okay.
Okay, the PSP, and then after that
Right.
was the. I know some PSP one that looks like a flip phone.
Okay, that's true. It's called the PSP Go.
The PSP
Oh,
Go.
really?
Yeah,
Should I
PSP Go.
answer that?
Yeah, PSP Go, and then we had the PS Vita, and I don't know if it was the last one. I think there was, right?
It's a
As long-
PSP.
Oh, I remember this
The
one.
PS
No, not Slim. That's the regular PSP.
Yeah, that's the regular one. Just the
That was another one
PSP.
Vita? PSP Vita?
No,
right
it was
before the Vita.
Wait.
Let me see. I'm trying to remember. PSP Go.
It's a technicality.
PSP Vita,
I see. Got it.
PSP.
Max, what is it?
No. Like I know. Okay.
I
It's not the flip phone, right?
no, that's the Go. You want me to just tell you?
No,
Yeah, just tell me.
Hey, are you telling me it's a PSP3?
It was the Ericsson.
The what?
What?
Oh, the Sony Ericsson.
Yeah, that's the game. Right, the gaming phone.
Oh shit!
Oh,
All four of them failed.
I never heard of it.
How about that?
Yeah.
All four of them failed.
I only see
All
four. Right
four.
here. I only see
But the
four.
PSP was the most successful one.
Right. It was.
But the problem with the PSP is that they try to port the same game they had on PlayStation 2 and put it on PSP, and people like,
It worked for a little bit. The first PSP worked a little bit. Like I like playing God of War, Monster Hunter.
Yeah, I
the
remember.
first year it worked out for them.
Right.
But after that, it was just like, yo, can we get new games? It was
Right.
just
It wasn't worth it. Yeah.
yeah, it wasn't worth it at all. But there was some really good games in it. Like that Bleach fighting game was amazing. That Dragon Ball Z fighting game was amazing.
Yeah, the Dragon Ball Z fighting was pretty good, and I also like the Yu-Gi-Oh games. They were not bad.
and, yo, that Bleach game, me and my friend, yo, we would just go at it. And that shit. In Spanish class, that's all we fucking did. We didn't even fucking.
Bro, they had
One
another.
game was good on it. What's that fucking game called?
Well, you had the entire like Metal Slug.
Yeah, God of
You know,
War.
yeah.
Like, yeah.
Killzone was actually pretty not that
Yeah.
decent on it.
The sports
it
games were
had-
not like rap
had some
too.
gems.
It had good games. The thing was, is like you said, they're all old IPs.
Yeah.
They didn't make anything new. They brought back Parappa.
Yeah.
They had Guitar Room, man. Like those rhythm games was pretty sick, but
Some shooting games were not
They're
that
just
rap
old.
too.
And the Vita, they shot like that little gimmick and the that little touchpad in the back. No one cared about that.
I didn't like the Vita, yeah.
I remember that shit. And plus, wasn't the PSP notorious for having like the worst security? Like it was
oh
so
yeah,
easy.
oh hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Don't remind me of that, bro. Get him?
Like, if you had a Wii or PSP and you didn't hack it, you weren't doing it right.
Yup.
No.
Get it?
No.
Get
You
it?
ain't cool. You ain't cool if you don't hack
Wait,
it.
get it?
That's all.
Get it? Didn't you make
I
a
didn't
kernel
own a
exploit
PSP
for that?
personally, but my friends will bring their PSP, bro. That should be hacked up the booty, man.
Oh
Like,
hell yeah, bro! People paid you to hack it. Yo, look, I swear, the PSP 1000, like Ray said, easy hack in the world. PlayStation 3000 was supposed to be difficult until they found the vulnerability in the battery.
Thanks again.
Okay, and the battery had a vulnerability,
Yeah, I remember that.
and it was ridiculous. So you can hack it through the battery, and so the 3000 was hacked, right? Which was a slim. The 3000 is slim, and you know, from that point on, it was just a field day. Like it was just hack central. Like you had like 4 different teams competing for who had the best hacks.
you know what's crazy? Like my friend will come to school, they will actually compete on who had like the best emulators and the most games. My friend will come with like stacks of like memory cards and like, yo, you trying to play Super Nintendo? Got you. Here you go. You trying to play?
Exactly.
Go, bam.
Yeah, exactly. You could run Game Boy Advance emulators. You could run.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That was an
crazy.
entire
That was
rush
the whole
because I
captivating
remember
thing.
that. I was like, dude, are you playing Pokemon Diamond and Pearl in your phone? I was just like, what the?
Yeah.
But, I
It
mean,
was
they only tried, but Microsoft knew better. They're like, nah, Nintendo got it. Let's leave
Yeah.
them alone.
Yep.
All right. You can
Oh,
put
you
it.
want the thing that killed the PSP? Those damn UMD discs.
UMD and the memory stick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what killed the Vita too.
Because you guys gotta remember the UMD was about to become the PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
the game. They were
Ah,
huge.
yo, though, I honestly, if they would have done that, yo, the PS3 would have flopped so
Yeah,
hard.
they were about to have giant UMDs, which is hilarious. It was bad. But you know who could thank for that? Gorilla Glass.
Yeah.
Gorilla Glass. All right.
Yeah.
so I put the images on the next slide of the Ericsson phone.
Yeah.
Yo, I really forgot about that. phone.
the Ericsson.
Hey, what?
yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Wait, is that the next PSP? What's it
man.
Yeah, it's a Sony Ericsson. It was their 4th handheld, or the 3rd handheld, and the Vita's the 4th. But
No lie, the PSP Go is really, really slick.
yeah,
I
it is.
just wish that it had like I just cared about it.
Yeah, no, they were just really uninteresting. Like you had the same games all the time. Gran Turismo,
Yeah.
like on all of them. It was just like come on.
Uh-huh.
Need for Speed.
Yeah.
Like it's like come on.
Yeah.
There's just something about it's kind of like the palette of the game. Like it's something that you have to feel more than something that you can see. It's not tangible. But when you think about Sony and Nintendo, you don't think, oh, I'm gonna enjoy this on the go. You think I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna have a religious experience at home.
Well,
So, like,
the thing was about I'm sorry for cutting you off, but the thing was about Nintendo was that they had a handheld library and it had a console library. So like games you can get on the Game Boy, the DS, you couldn't get on the console version.
Mhm.
And so that's what made it interesting. But when they came to the PlayStation, they also had handheld versions. But the thing was they were handheld versions of games that were on the PlayStation.
Yeah.
The
So
big
it's like
PlayStation.
it's like Uncharted, right? I never played the PSP version, but I was like, why would I go play that inferior one when I could just go play Uncharted 2 or 3 that looks better on my PlayStation?
I could give you an example of a current game too. Is that Disgaea 5, the one we went over I think last week, where Disgaea 6 is exclusive to Switch. Disgaea 5 came out on the PlayStation 3, 4, and the Vita, and it flopped.
Damn.
It came to the Switch, and it succeeded. Just one console.
4?
5.
5. Okay. Wait,
It's-
4 was on the PSP and 3 and
No, 4. No. Disgaea 5, that one game was on all three of those consoles.
well, they just put it over to the Switch.
Yeah, that one port to the Switch, and it succeeded. Versus 3
5
consoles. Which one?
This Guy 5 would get released.
It was released like at the end of the PlayStation 3's life cycle.
Wow.
Which is like what, 2013, 14?
I think somewhere around there. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
And then 7 years later, it sells on the Switch. That's crazy.
It is nuts, but that's what it was. Like it was just their handhelds just didn't do well. But yeah.
They didn't have the same strategy Nintendo was doing though.
But
Just
as
think
you were
about
saying, Matt. Oh, go.
before we go to Max, think about it. On Nintendo's handhelds, you got Pokemon exclusively on that shit.
Right.
You got you got your own Mario Kart version of it. It wasn't the same one from the consoles.
You had the Mega Man Battle Network.
Yeah, you had the Mega Man Battle Network. Yep. You had Mega Man Zero, which was all exclusively to the handheld versions. So you had a lot of great stuff on handheld. The DS and the 3DS had some freaking godlike library. Even the Game Boy Advance had a godlike library.
Oh yeah, all of handhelds.
Oh yeah,
the Legacy of Goku.
Man, yo, one of the best. No, that's Boost Fury.
No, so there's the Legacy of Goku 1, Legacy of Goku 2, and then the Legacy of Goku Boost Fury. That's the third one.
Yeah, one of my favorite Dragon Ball RPGs.
I played the shit out of those 3 games.
Man, Boost Fury, man. Oh my god, man, that game. Damn. All right, moving on.
All right, go ahead, Max. I'm sorry.
No, Max, you can go to say a thing.
About what?
You had something to say, right?
About this?
Yeah.
No, not about the
No,
handheld.
you're gonna say that something about libraries before I cut you off.
No, that was probably going to be Ray, but no, it's all right. Yeah, I guess.
Move on.
You have a Switch. That's handheld.
Ray doesn't use it.
Actually, you well, if you wanted to, they actually have cases for your phone where it makes it look like a Game Boy.
Yeah.
Ray doesn't play Game Boy, though.
It does play Game Boy games.
Ray doesn't play Game Boy.
Bro, you can play PS1 game on your phone right now.
Your phone is very powerful.
Even game.
Oh no, you want flip phones? Hell no.
No, we ain't gonna. You imagine like, I mean,
It's like
you
that
want
phone that bends the screen.
yeah, the dual screen flip phone, the Samsung one.
Yeah, like that. I don't know why people want to go back to folding the screen. This is fucking stupid.
I'm good. That's primitive for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm okay carrying a square in my pocket.
Yeah. We have cases. We have lens screen protectors for all that stuff. So
True.
Yeah.
all right, let's go on.
So whatever.
All right.
What is that? Oh,
Before we go ahead, because I love shitting on this game, right? Since this is Marvel.
what
Right?
is that? Robot Chicken?
Wait, this
What?
is a game?
No, it's not a game.
Yeah,
It's-
you know where it
This is
reminds
Robot
me?
Chicken, right?
No,
Yeah,
this
Robert-
it reminds me of that bad guy from Power Rangers.
Before we get into the last gaming topic,
Uh-huh.
Avengers. It's another
Okay,
one.
let-
I'm shitting on this game. Avengers.
Yeah.
So Avengers is so bad, the player base is dropping, and people are finding it hard to matchmake in that game.
Of course.
It's legit becoming the 2020, the anthem of 2020.
But Square Enix said that they're gonna have some new content soon. But
I don't want to get.
I don't think anyone's gonna care though.
No,
No.
like it's
That
crazy.
that game was dead on arrival. Like
That
honestly,
Game Pass for anyone to even give a damn about that game.
yeah, they were going to make, and I'm sorry that Anders is not here because I know he defends this game, but like, dude, that game, they were going to make a quick buck, and that's it. Don't even pretend that you were trying to create content to keep this game going forever. No, that's bullshit.
That game, the way they treated that franchise, man, Disney should be pissed.
Yeah. No, they're gonna say like, oh, we made toys out of this. We built a game. We got some DLC out of it. That's it. We're done.
Yeah, I mean, if it breaks even, that's all that matters, right?
Yep. Nah, I think that's it.
All
So
right, so this is Robot Chicken.
this is not technically Robot Chicken, but it does feel
It is like kind of robot. Yeah.
it is that style. So this is a show that's gonna be a Hulu exclusive, right?
Okay.
Which is right because it's a Marvel property in Hulu, not so much on Disney Plus.
Well, Disney
But-
does Hulu.
Almost 100% of Hulu now.
Yeah.
Indeed, but they don't put it in the same platform because it's going to be foul mouthed,
Oh, yeah.
right?
What about the Simpsons?
Simpsons is not as bad though. Simpsons not as
Simpsons-
bad.
Come on, Simpsons is not for kids. Let's be real.
It's not, but it's not as bad as Robot Chicken.
Or
Yeah.
Family. It's true.
So
The Simpsons era is over, dude. That's always say.
That's
no,
it.
the Simpsons are still, they're at this point they look like, when you watch the Simpsons, it's like watching I Love Lucy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
It's a staple of American TV, and that's what it is. That's it. Once it stops, everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, it stops," and I don't care. But so this show is a foul-mouthed or like rated R version of MODOK, right? MODOK is one of the chief bad guys of the Avengers and Captain America, right? Essentially, the backstory for MODOK is that he's a scientist who was experimented on, and it ended up looking that way, looking super duper weird. Now the premise is, what does a supervillain do on their day off? How do they go on a day-to-day life, right? So this is going to be a sort of like a sitcom, right? In which you have MODOK sitting on his chair, going about regular life, being a freak supercomputer killing machine. And somehow he has a daughter, which is kind of weird. Okay?
That
And
works.
yeah, so like it's odd, it's Robot Chickeny, right? So we don't know what it's going to be. There's a panel, I haven't watched it yet, but there's a panel where the main actor, Patton Oswalt, which is an instant win for me. You put Patton Oswalt on anything and I'll watch it because that guy is fucking hilarious and he understands geekdom most of all. So like there is a lot of promise to this show. It's just you never thought about MODOK as the protagonist of their own
Yeah.
series.
Yeah.
I actually hate MODOK's design. That I'm like, I gotta see how if they ever bring him to live action, how they gonna pull that off.
Right.
So like that's the thing. Now that you have this, right? It's possible that you're gonna get MODOK on everybody's mind, and suddenly it shows up in MCU,
That's true.
right? And there's already kind of blueprints in how to bring in MODOK into the MCU. They're not gonna go the whole scientist that was experimented on route. They're going to go into MODOK as the next transition of Dr. Armin Zola, which is the bad guy from Winter Soldier.
Mm. Interesting.
Big hell.
Yeah, so
You know, I can see that. That
Yeah.
was real perfectly. I'm not gonna lie. The persona fits, the craziness fits, and
Mhm.
I could actually see that happening.
Fair enough.
yes, they're going to do something similar, supposedly. Because technically MODOK is a single organism, right? But they have robots made out of him, right? So like you can make multiple of them. So you can have Armin Zola be the main character, but every other like drone type of bad guys be the MODOKs,
Okay.
right? Which is kind of cool.
That's-
So again, this is just something to keep on the radar. Maybe give it a shot. It's weird.
I'm all for some new animations.
Yeah,
You
it's
know?
gonna have great voice acting, and I know the jokes are gonna be on point, but I'm not entirely sure how it's
If
just
it's
gonna be received.
Yo, I think the show is gonna be better than the game 1,000 times.
Oh yeah, 100 times for sure.
anything better than that fucking game, yo.
That game is trash.
Oh man.
All right,
What's
we can
next?
move on. So now
I'll be right
found it, guys. I found Primal. So if you remember a couple of podcasts ago, we talked about Primal, and it's essentially the next show from acclaimed director, artist, all around awesome animator Genki Tarkovsky, right? Who has brought us
Jack,
Samurai Jack,
Dexter's
brought
Lab.
us Dexter's Lab, all the things that you grew up with, right, in Cartoon Network. So Symbionic Titan is another underrated one.
Yeah.
So I saw one billboard a single time, and that was it. Never heard of it anything again, ever again. Maybe it's because I'm disconnected from Cartoon Network, but I never saw this again, and it looked fucking amazing when I saw it. So I recently got HBO Max, and I found it, and I was like, "What the hell? It's here!" So if you're interested, that's where it is, and I can't wait to check it out. HBO Max actually has a quite an interesting library of animation.
Yeah.
Have you guys had the chance to check this one out yet, or no?
No, not
Primal?
yet.
Nah, not
But I
yet.
could see I like that animation, to be honest.
See, that's the problem. This is a great show. The animation is unparalleled, and
Did I
yet
take from
you're
Samurai
ignoring.
Jack?
Huh?
Okay, that picture with the T-Rex behind him, it
Mhm.
just reminds me of Jurassic World with a.
No.
It just
We
reminds
don't,
me of that.
we don't use the world here, okay? Jurassic
Oh, it
Park.
just reminds me of that. It just reminds me of that.
Dude, there's no way that Jurassic World reminds you of that. Jurassic World has Chris Pratt.
Trash. And it is trash.
Not Jurassic World 2. Jurassic World 2 was actually decent.
All right, so what's this?
All right, so this is a yet another show in HBO. This is created by the same guy. Yeah,
Oh.
JC Quintel, which is the same guy who brought you regular show.
Regular.
And this is actually produced by Cartoon Network,
Makes
but
sense.
broadcasted exclusively on HBO, and it has the luxury of being rated R. Okay,
Really?
not
Oh,
R,
mature?
Rated R.
but mature because
TVMA?
yeah, so they use mature language. You
Okay.
know, I don't think they touch the F word, but they definitely say shit. They say,
Oh, I'm gonna tell you right now, on Adult Swim, they touch that shit all day, every day.
Yeah.
They just bleep it.
Yes.
yeah. So this show is really, really good. I binged it, because when I saw it, I'm like, wow.
Wait, it's out already?
Oh yeah, it's out. The first season is completely out in HBO.
HBO Max sucks at advertising because I haven't heard of any of this shit.
Yes, that's the thing. It sucks that I like Primal is there. I never heard of it. Close enough
That's
is
crazy. You know, the crazy thing is, the other day I checked the app that it wasn't even on the front page.
Yeah, it's been there. And the thing is that if you watch it, you have to watch it now because we're all on our, mid 20s, early 30s. And this is the demographic that this show is targeted from, right? If you're 16 years old watching this, you're not going to get it, right?
Okay.
But if you're 30, if you're 26, if you're 28, you're looking for a job, you understand that struggle, this show touches exactly where it's supposed to. It is really good, right? It's really
the
fun.
regular show was really good too.
Yeah, regular show is good, but to a certain degree, right? It's very still cartoony. This touches a little bit more in reality, which I appreciate.
Right.
And you still get crazy stuff, but go ahead.
So one of the things I'm interested in, I think we all should look out for. So I don't know if you guys heard, but the creators of Avatar last admitted they're no longer on the Netflix show. They left because of creative differences. The real question now, right? What are they going to do next? What are the creators of Steven Universe going to do next? What's next in line for the creator of Adventure?
Yeah.
Like these are pretty much the animators that brought like the second, third renaissance of Cartoon Network.
Yeah,
indeed.
And
they see as cartoons nowadays,
right? And so the question is, like, now that that's done, can they pull like a Genndy Tarkovsky with Samurai Jack? You know what I mean? Can they transition into like their passion project? Like he did.
Yeah.
Because all the eyes are on them after making such amazing shows.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And the thing is that, guess what? The creators for Adventure Time, they're already on their next project. They finished another one. I think it was like a superhero based show.
Okay.
Did you guys hear about it?
I haven't heard anything.
I probably saw it in passing glance, but I don't know.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Like a lot of these creators are already working on stuff. Like
Right.
for Adventure Time, it's already on it. And guess what? HBO Max also has a show that's by the creator of Steven Universe.
Okay, yeah, because I was like, what is she gonna do? Like,
Yeah.
where's she gonna go? Like, you just made Steven Universe, critically acclaimed show, right? Like that has gotten God knows how much praise. How can you follow up? Is this gonna be? I guess the question is, are they gonna be able to top what they did, or is it gonna be like a Legend of Korra thing, where it's good, but it's not Avatar: The Last Airbender good?
Yeah.
It's not like
But see,
that.
that's the thing, right? Whenever you're in the whenever you're on the Cartoon Network bandwagon on that train, your shows are going to get views, right? And they're going to get recognition. But if you're in these platforms like HBO Max or Disney Plus, since they're going to get drowned out, right? There's very little publicity that goes into things that are like indie in that sense or small, right? And a lot of the marketing goes to like, oh, The Boys or like, hey, Lovecraft.
Harry Potter.
Yeah. So you end up with all these great shows that they get made, but they don't get the recognition they got when they were in Cartoon Network and they were flagship shows.
Right, and that's the thing, right? I think HBO Max was a really lackluster service.
HBO Max finessed us.
Right. They set it up to be amazing, and when it came out, it was far from it.
And all the content they got is no longer there.
Right. And so I think they're trying to like kick off. Now, part of that you could probably blame on the coronavirus, but the thing is that they should have been bigger than they actually were. Like it should have been better than it actually was. They should have more content. And like Max said earlier, they didn't advertise a lot of their shows. Like I'm not hearing anything about HBO Max lately. Yeah, I'm still hearing about Netflix, Amazon Prime. Like I'm still hearing all that. Hell, even Hulu.
Yeah, so we were like Netflix does a really good job in saying, hey guys, there's a fucking Transformer shows over here. We don't know if it's good, but it's here, right?
They advertise it. Even the little project that they have, they'll advertise it.
Yeah, remember a little show called Stranger Things?
Yeah.
Like this was a complete out of nowhere film. No one cared at all. They were like, yo, you just got some kids, you just toss them into a horror show, who cares? They advertised the hell out of it, right? Oh, here's Winona Ryder, here's all these people. And before you know it, it's like the biggest thing on Netflix. It was like, oh, okay. Even the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
Yeah.
Like, no one cared about Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Who cares?
I didn't. I mean, I enjoyed the original Sabrina Teenage Witch. Yeah, I enjoyed that show. And when that was years ago. But when I heard this show, I was like,
whatever.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, whatever. Okay. And then when I saw it, I was like, oh, this is not that Sabrina. This is a completely different Sabrina.
And then so when HBO Max came out, they were like, oh, we're going to get another Boondocks. We're going to get more XYZ. And everyone was like, oh, that's awesome. And then and we're going to get the Snyder cut. Oh, that's next year. That's 2 years from now.
New Looney Tunes.
What do you have right now? We don't know. We don't know. We have Harry Potter.
This is what we know. They removed Harry Potter.
They lost Harry Potter.
They removed Harry Potter. They removed Aqua Teen-Hunger, a lot of Adult Swim shows.
Yeah, they did.
They removed DC films. I'm like, why are you removing all this shit? You own it.
It hasn't even been out for 6 months yet.
Yeah, so here's the deal with HBO, right? So like I've been looking at the library and get reminded, we got it just about a month ago or so. So like I'm experiencing this for the first time. I know that at launch they promised a lot, and a lot of those promises fell through. So like Kenneth said earlier, they feel like they're picking up the pieces, but they're not letting anybody know about these changes, right?
Yeah, I mean, what they should have done was they should have collapsed the DC app into this app.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, definitely, man.
Yeah, because like now it's just everything is so scattered. Like now it's like what was that show that was exclusive to HBO Max? It was DC Stargirl.
Stargirl.
Yeah,
Stargirl is now going to be exclusively on the CW.
yeah.
Ooh.
Why?
And you know what's crazy? If you watch that pilot, like the first 5-7 minutes of it, you're like, this is not a broadband on TV show. This looks like high budget stuff. Yeah, good to. Then later we found out that it was actually a HBO Max show that got aired on CW, and now it's gonna be exclusive on CW. Like now you lost a lot of budget that you could have put onto that show. And the show is good except the finale. Fuck that finale. But other than that, like I thought it was a really good show.
Yeah. It surprised me.
Oh yeah, I have a good question. Where does Cartoon Network go?
So Cartoon Network is in HBO Max. The majority of the show, like Dexter's Lab, Johnny Bravo, Powerpuff Girls, all of them are in HBO Max. But then you're missing some too. Like you don't have Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, for example.
Yeah,
A good one, by the way.
That's
a
really
good
good.
one.
Yeah.
they don't got Powerpuff Girls, do they?
I think they do.
They don't have, they do Powerpuff.
They got
Yeah,
Powerpuff.
they
Okay.
have Girl. The old
Yeah,
anymore.
but
They got Johnny Bravo in that.
Yeah.
They don't have Johnny Bravo.
Yo,
but
they need to get all the '90s Cartoon Network shows on that bitch.
Yeah.
like, they don't have.
Then when are they gonna put a Boomerang? Like you see the problem?
Boomerang has been Boomerang is to the point where it's early 2000 content on that now. You got Batman Beyond playing there, Pokemon.
Right. But that's the point. It's like it's so splintered. Like it's just they're trying so much to bring it together, but then all the channels like, no, let's not bring it together.
But they have Boomerang on HBO Max.
No, but that's the problem because it's like they're like, oh, we need TV shows.
No,
but
we
then
don't.
but they don't want to collapse it. So now it's like if you
Yeah.
put all the old shows on there, what are they gonna? Who's gonna bring anything to Boomerang? Right? Who's gonna go to CW? Who's gonna go to like the DC app? It's too much.
They have way too many platforms that they're trying to juggle, and it's not going to work. HBO Max is decent. Like if they take out Miyazaki's films, which is a big grab, right? Like I think it's probably the best property they have.
Definitely.
Like if they take those movies out, man, they're going to lose, right?
Oh,
Because the first thing I did, right, when I got HBO Max was like, dude, I want to rewatch Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah,
It's not there.
Batman
It's not
Beyond.
there. And I'm like, it's like, give me Batman Beyond. Not there. Give me Superman, the animated adventures. Not there.
Justice League.
You can't watch Justice League.
That's all DC.
Yeah.
All the good stuff that you want to watch is not there besides Teen Titans.
The only thing that's there is Teen Titans, yeah. And I already watched
Doom Patrol.
Well, but I mean like cartoons.
The
like,
animated.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Yeah.
And they don't even have the new Teen Titans. The Teen Titans.
Oh, and guess
Go.
what? Swamp Thing is gonna be on CW now.
Right, instead of HBO Max.
Yeah, so it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, and so now, but they're supposed to have Green Lantern as HBO Max, but at this rate, I don't know.
We don't care about Green Lantern. What are you talking about, my guy?
Yeah.
Nah, bad. You know who's directing that? Do you know who's directing Green Lantern?
Who?
Tickle.
He's not directing it. He might be Jon Stewart. But I forgot this guy's name. He did this. Then I actually forgot his name. Hold on. I'm gonna have to look it up.
Quentin Tarantino. There you
Shut
Yeah,
up.
right.
Wait.
Let's see. Hold on. Give me a second. I have to look this up.
It's okay. Just say Steven Spielberg.
Yeah,
Just keep talking.
Okay.
So that's the problem with HBO Max. It's just it's too cut up. Like they it's like they're half-assing everything instead of doing something really well.
What I feel they're doing, dude, HBO can control his shows that they're selling it. They're selling out. That's what they're doing.
No, they can't control their shows. But then you also have Peacock, and then you have QB. So Peacock from NBC, and you have QB, which came out of nowhere, and they're all buying up IPs like there's no tomorrow. And HBO Max parent company has a lot of these IPs, but they don't want to put them in one place because they want to make as much money as possible. And it's just like I said, it's like becoming cable all over again.
Yeah, they just make a new brand of cable.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's not going to work because in cable, you know who wins in cable? The best channels. So all you're going to say when you split it up that much is just, hey, go buy Netflix, go buy Disney Plus, and shut the hell up.
No, they gotta buy ESPN if you want to watch sports and stuff, right?
That's Disney Plus.
Bro, I don't pay for sports. I always wish that one specifically company will give you all the sports that you want, all the channels that you want. But
Yeah.
it's always scattered. It's always scattered everywhere. You cannot
Yeah.
have one
Yeah.
company give
Okay,
you all.
so I actually confused two shows. I don't know who's doing Green Lantern, but I was confusing Justice League Dark.
Oh, Justice League
Yeah,
Dark.
because J.J. Abrams, he's doing Justice League Dark. So
Damn.
never mind. Yeah, he's doing that. I can't wait for that. That's
Like-
HBO Max next
Good.
year.
All right, go
Yeah,
to
so we'll see it.
whatever your Green Lantern Corps. Let's go with that because that's the
All
next.
right. Let's go. Oh wait, someone added a slide.
Yeah.
Please. Who cares
Yeah.
about that? Huh?
Green
Yeah.
Lantern, yo, man, Green Lantern
Don't
has
care. I don't care.
No.
Look at it.
Like, listen, we have Batman, we have Superman, we have Teen Titans, we have freaking what's the other one? Nobody cares. The Legions, the
Doom
Legionnaires,
Patrol?
whatever. No. Legion of Superheroes. It was an old superhero
Yeah.
animated. They all have like flight rings, and it sucks. Anyway, so we also have the other one that were the one with Aqualad and Superboy.
Young Justice.
Yeah, Justice.
Sick.
We like, dude, we need to round out the team, right? We need to have a Green Lantern, dude. I would advocate even for a freaking Hawkman show.
They were supposed to have a Hawkman show, but I think I can't. No, it was Hawk Girl. But yeah, like the thing is with the Green Lantern is like I don't think they could ever do it justice
No.
because that's a lot of special effects right there.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of special effects. And on
They
top
got the
of that,
budget for that. Did you see Justice League?
that's true. But then at the same time, it's just like I don't know, man.
What do they
Yeah,
care?
I
Do
do
they
want to
care?
see Green Lantern though. He
Do
is
they
one of the
care?
main
No,
ones.
the big question is, do they care?
I'm gonna
That's
tell you
the big
something right now. Green Lantern and DC has some of like the best adventures in the comic book.
Comic
Yeah.
book. Excuse me. Comic book.
Yo,
Dude,
look, just because that one movie was bad doesn't mean they
Comic
all
book,
Green Lanterns are gonna be bad.
Comic book.
Look,
Lil-
Deadpool was
Lil-
trash in X-Men Origins, but his movies are amazing.
Dude, like you don't have a horse in this race, man. Like HBO taking original superheroes that never had a show on their own. It's a great idea.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, I don't know if you guys what was it called? The Blackest Night, Green Lantern, 2009.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was easily one of the best comics of that decade.
Yeah, I think it was like Jeff Jones who wrote it, right?
Yeah, he was just amazing. Like I still recommend it to this day.
What was
Yeah,
it? The ring? That was the dead ring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
At the
Black
right.
They were fighting Necron.
Yeah.
So like, see, like Green Lantern has great characters, and honestly, if you're campaigning towards inclusivity in superheroes, nobody is more inclusive than the Green Lantern Corps.
The Lantern Corps in general.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah,
and in the human what do they call the human? No, they're not patrollers. They're called officers, I guess, because each sector has one, but Earth gets so fucked up that they need to have like multiple.
Yeah.
So you have Hal Jordan, who's white, right? You have John Stewart, which is black. You have one that's Arabic. I don't remember his name. And then you have Guy Gardner, right? And the other one Guy Gardner, who's just like a jock type. And then you have the one that's all the way in the corner. He's an artist type. So like, there's tons of like different characters, and there's different personalities.
Green Lanterns, they each have like their own sector that they protect, right?
Yeah. But Earth gets so many things that it needs multiple copies.
It's probably because of Superman.
Yeah, it's definitely.
But yeah, like it's just like because the thing is like most people only know Green Lantern. They don't know blue, red, orange,
yellow.
purple,
Well, they know yellow because of
it's Sinestro, of course. Yeah, Sinestro.
Yeah. We know.
They
Red.
don't even know that there's a white lantern out there either.
Right. They don't know the White Lantern. They don't know the Black Lanterns. Read the story.
But they know the Red Lantern, though. They know the Red Lantern.
Yeah, they barely know red. They don't know purple, pink.
You know whose fault is that?
DC.
DC.
Yeah.
Look.
Yeah.
And they all have their own saying too.
No, we have all these iterations of Batman and Superman, but most people don't even know who's Green Lanterns at all.
Look, I've seen enough in Justice League. I don't need to see no more with Green Lantern Corps.
See,
You didn't even see Green Lantern in Justice League. What are you talking about?
No, you did. You did.
You dude, stop lying, Josh. Damn, dude.
You did. You saw quite a bit. I mean, Kilowog appeared almost fucking regularly in some.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was talking about the live action.
Nah, bro. Forget about that.
Well,
No.
Justice League, and Justice League Unlimited, they did have a lot of the Green Lantern.
Oh no, yeah, they definitely did. Unlimited was actually I really enjoyed Unlimited, but I like the original one better. It just I like to focus on the original cast more.
I mean, look, I could see a cartoon show about the Green Lantern Corps. I could see all of that. I could see a show all about that. Don't get me wrong. I'm cool with that. But when it comes to live action Green Lantern, forget it.
Well, no, it's just I think it's time for them to like show like the. I think they need to show the depth of the Green Lantern because they never showed the depth of the Green Lantern.
Oh, I got too deep in this show. Watching, going back, it's like trash.
Dude, there's plenty. Like all the good stories are already written, right? And, like there's plenty out there. All you need to do is adapt them correctly.
Yeah, but we have seen people make real life movies and fuck the Green Lantern.
Those were not on
one Green Lantern movie. One Green Lantern movie.
Trash.
So talk to me about Deadpool. He was trash in X-Men, and what happened?
Hey, he was funny.
Shut up.
He wasn't funny in X-Men. The hell?
Nah, he was funny in X-Men when he wasn't Deadpool.
Yeah.
When he was Wade, he was funny. But when they made him Deadpool, they killed him.
Yeah.
He had swords coming out of his wrist.
Wait.
Like killed him. And then they made Deadpool the movie.
Yeah, they came back.
It was good.
Yeah,
low budget.
You saw the clip that he went back to the future, killed that Deadpool, he get out.
Yeah, but look, okay, I don't know. Let's move on.
He doesn't have one faith because they made one bad movie.
It was bad, Josh. It was really bad.
You act like it's gonna be the same Green Lantern movie.
Dude, how many super?
I'm gonna give it a try, but I'm not gonna give you high hopes to it.
But
Dude,
don't you want to see how the Yellow Lantern was made?
No, Ruben should love this. He loves the color green.
Red. Yeah, I like the red.
No, your favorite color is green because your butt buddies with Bulbasaur.
I got nothing to say to that.
All right, exactly. Let's move on.
Now we can move on. Thank you, Josh.
So that Resident Evil reboot.
Sucks.
The cast doesn't suck actually, so you can shut up and stop talking.
Bro, what the fuck? You saw the same guys I saw, right?
Ray doesn't follow
the cast. Okay, the cast of the movie is actually decent. Not gonna lie. This is a reboot of the live action, so it's not gonna be based on Alice and all her dumb shit she used to fucking do. You know, she was Neo. She was the Neo of that Resident Evil franchise.
I want to know who plays
Leon?
Yeah, who plays?
Go to the next slide.
Some Hispanic looking.
Oh yeah, okay, so he put it.
Ray, really?
Oh yeah, I forgot.
So that's the cast. It looks real clean. I'm not gonna lie, it looks real clean. Now, just because the cast is good doesn't mean the movie's gonna be good.
That's true.
So,
yeah,
but they are going back, and they say they are good. They are planning on keeping it keep the lore
as the game.
Be as respectful to the lore as possible. Let's see how they gonna do it. But it's supposed to be Resident Evil 1 and 2 together, mixed up and stuff like that. So.
These guys playing Leon Kennedy?
Yeah, but if you think about it, this is young Leon. These are all young versions of these characters. So it's like, don't think like prime Leon or prime Wesker.
You have to give it to them though. The characters look like the actors. The actors.
That's what I'm like. Yo, the casting is on point.
Yeah.
They do.
I'm like, yo, goddamn, he really does look like Chris.
He does. And the thing is that Chris is like the weirdest character, right? Because he is like Captain America. He's a super soldier, right? Yeah. He goes on and he just does everything, follows by the book, and he succeeds because his heart isn't always in the right place, right? Leon's cool guy. This guy definitely has that cool guy vibe.
Yeah, I want to see him look to the characters. I just want to see how it looks.
This is a fucking cartoon. There's gonna be things that are not gonna be accurate. Okay, you can't.
I just want to see how it looks. Look, wait, it goes into character. That sounds.
It's never gonna look as bad Okay, it's never gonna look as bad as the Avengers game.
Look,
Okay,
okay, I'll shut up with that. Okay, the Avengers was fucking trash. Okay.
okay.
Now, I
Okay.
like the casting for William. Yo,
Yeah,
this
look.
guy is amazing at playing a fucking villain. Like when
Yeah,
he's on screen, you want to slap the shit out of him.
yeah, he
Like
plays.
That's what I say. I personally think that he would have made a better Wesker, but if they're doing young stars, then I get why they didn't cast him.
yeah,
Yeah.
like I really can't see him as Wesker. He has the attitude for Wesker,
Dude,
but what does he have? Like I don't know.
but Tom
Mobility.
Hopper, Tom Hopper has the jawline for Wesker.
Yeah, he definitely has the
Dude,
jawline for
that
him.
guy looks dreamy AF as Wesker. I can't wait to see him.
Yo, if you put
Like
sunglasses on him right now, it looks the same.
Like the only thing is that we've only seen Tom Harper as a very soft, very mild character, right? In Umbrella Academy, it's like to see him as somebody who is just like cold and just
That's what it comes down
hateful.
to.
yeah,
It's difficult.
it just comes down to the actor. Like they are the good or they're not. So,
Mhm.
but there's been actors out there that proved me wrong. Like I seen what I can't really name off the top of my head, but I've seen shows in movies where I'm like, okay, that guy plays. He's a really funny guy, and then in another movie he plays super serious. You're like, oh, I didn't see that. Oh yeah, this dude, the dude from what's that fucking show?
Yeah, like, oh yeah, this one I
The
don't
dude who
know.
plays Lex Luthor and Supergirl on Can't Help Me Out.
I know you're talking about the guy from 2.5 Men.
Yeah, that guy. He's
Yeah.
funny as hell in 2.5 Men. And then you see him as Luthor, you're like, what?
He's good.
Damn,
I
you
know.
good, bro. Because that's a completely different character. So
Yeah, like Monique, for example, in the Parkers, super funny character, but you put it in Precious, you're like, God damn, you got depth.
Yeah.
yeah. But
Yeah.
overall, I mean, I'm curious to see like the route they're gonna do. Hopefully, maybe they see that these video game movies are doing great if they stay kinda traditional to the lore or something like that, while doing their own thing. So we'll see.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean, the Resident Evil movies have proved us time and time again that you know when they say, well, you can't go lower than that. Well, Resident Evil proved us that is indeed possible because from number 1 they go lower, number 2 it goes to go lower, number 3 they find a way.
One and 2 were decent. 1 was the best one, obviously. 2 was lower, but it wasn't like god terrible. 3 is when they started to go, okay, now you're going a little too far. And then 4 was like, okay, what the fuck you doing? And then when they introduced Wesker, you're like, hello? Like, what the fuck? And then apparently they team up at the I'm like, what movie is this? I just don't understand. Like,
Yeah, I mean, all you need is a good action sequence, right?
yeah, I mean, the movie's profit at the end of the day, so.
All right, and then Spider-Verse.
Doctor Stranger.
Yeah, so it was announced. I think it was yesterday, or was it this morning?
It was this
That
morning.
Doctor
This
Strange is
morning,
gonna
yeah,
be,
Doctor Strange is gonna be in Spider-Man 3.
This morning, I think.
yeah. See, this is the real problem of heroes in Marvel. Everyone fucking lives in New York.
Yeah.
So the problem is like they're all neighbors, and realistically, you have Doctor Strange living in the same neighborhood as the Fantastic Fours or Iron Man or the Avengers.
Daredevil.
It's like, yeah, Daredevil, Spider-Man. Like, dude, that city is the worst city for crime. Right?
But
criminals are still committing crime. Like, what are you doing?
I would be impressed if the criminal percent record for that is 1% or less than that.
See, that's the ultimate failure of Marvel, right? Of the Marvel superheroes. That in a city saturated with god tier, right, superheroes, there is still crime.
Yeah.
Like in Gotham City, sure, there's a lot of vigilantes that are trying to fight, psychopaths with like boomerangs and sticks and shit. So you can give it a pass. But here you got fucking Sorcerer Supremes, you got Theta level intelligences.
I guess violence doesn't solve anything.
Spider-Man. You had Tony Stark there at one point.
Good job.
You got Thor there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A literal god.
Yeah.
Oh
So-
yeah, because now they live there. That's right. That's no more right.
So over here, I mean, I don't know what to make of this. You know, quite
It,
literally.
it, it looks like Spider-Man needs a babysitter. That's what it is. It just looks like that, to be honest.
He's supposed to be in the movie as a mentor, kind of like how Tony Stark was.
Tony Stark was too. Yeah.
But it's like, can we let this man grow up, grow some balls, and like be a man?
Yeah. He feel like he
He's
feel
getting
like
closer to the college age, so I get it. He's still going through the adolescence, but I feel like Spider-Man 3 should be the last movie where he needs like
Yeah,
adult guidance and shit.
You know,
Ah,
they're taking the Star Wars route
yeah,
where they
I
need a
thought
lot of
too,
mentors.
should have been in because it's like everyone knows your secret identity now. Like you should be knowing how to handle your own, not with Strange or Iron Man clone holograms or whatever the hell it is.
I think what's gonna happen is like I think Peter's gonna be traumatized on losing Tony Stark. Or Tony
See,
Stark.
They already covered that though.
Well, we'll see about it because they're gonna play a part about it. To watch.
See, this is kind of it's ominous, right? Because the Marvel the DCU, sorry, the MCU, not DCU.
DC.
Has gotten so big and so complex now that eventually these movies are gonna end up blending and becoming more complex and less interesting, kind of what happens in the comic books, right? In the comic books they give you the first 3 issues as nice and contained, like Kenneth was saying, Blackest Night, right? So if you follow just a comic book, Blackest Night, right, it's a great story. But the thing is that Blackest Night tied into like 100 other different comic books that
Yeah.
weren't so good,
Yeah.
right? So the core story is great, but everything else around it, So we might be seeing a lot of pictures from here on out with the MCU if they don't know how to run this well, and this may all end up just imploding because
I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that they had to succeed before other companies let them use their IPs. You know what I mean? Like they had to get to Civil War before they let them use Spider-Man. No, they already did like the whole Infinity arc before they could use the X-Men. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they were never able to just build it up from the start, little by little. They have to kind of like tack it on, where it's just like, damn, how are we gonna put like 7 million mutants into the Marvel into the MCU now? Like, and then explain that they were never why they were never there. So they have to come up with a convoluted reason to explain something that should have been super simple had they had the access from the beginning.
I mean,
it's true.
I don't understand. Like what they're saying about X-Men, like Kenneth is right. When you think about X-Men, right? And you think about like the core team, like sure, that's manageable. But in reality, when you think about mutants, you're thinking about a gene that's like maybe 15% of the population, right? So there's a shit ton of characters there. Like, where do you stop? And that's the question here. Like, where do you stop? Are we going to ever see a stop to the superhero movie trope that we've been seeing for the last 15 years?
I think the last 10, well, MCU wise. But I think as long as these movies make money, they're just gonna keep doing it.
Yeah, but how long is the interest going to stay?
Who knows until it stops making money?
Essentially.
Yeah, if these movies keep making billions like per movie, why would they stop?
Wait, okay, so
personally, I believe that it was
going to has eventually done zero money. Okay,
unless Kevin Feige has like a vision, it's like, oh, at phase 10, it's over, or I don't know, who knows. But this is gonna be like money though. You know what I mean? It's like who knows when will they stop? I think, and until superheroes is not like the fad, it's still gonna keep making money. Once the fad starts to drop, then you're gonna start seeing a decline, and in sales, and you might start seeing less movies be made. So who knows? Because we get like 3 movies a year for Marvel,
and at least one for DC.
Yeah,
and one indie. Yeah, you get about 5 different superhero
and
movies.
now we're getting movies and TV shows on Disney Plus. So it's like it's a lot of content.
Yeah,
that's true.
It's a lot. So like
Yeah.
it's gotten to the point that you have to like really pick what you're gonna follow, right? Like typically, movies ain't cheap, especially when you go to the movie theater, right? And then later on, you have to get it and add it to your collection, right? Or just pay for the subscription that has the movie you want to watch, right?
Yeah, I mean,
It's
there was a time where me and Josh were looking at the movies we were gonna watch that year, and we added up the whole cost of all the tickets. It would have been like what I think almost $200.
Yeah.
Because like we had to see all the Marvel movies, all the DC movies, and then all the movies in between. So I think it was like what 2019.
Yeah, it was about 2019.
Yeah, and then it ended up being like I think like $180 somewhere around there. I'm just like, God damn, like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, and then like you add, okay, I gotta watch your Mission Impossibles, right? I need to watch your Top Guns and your Star Wars movies. Like at some point, you're like, shit.
Yeah,
Right?
and then on top of that, like once they add the X-Men, how far are they gonna branch off on each of those people? Right? Because they could just as easily tell the story about Storm as they could Wolverine, as they could about Rogue, as they could about Gambit. So it's like, what's gonna happen from there? I just don't know.
So like,
Storm on its own is a great movie.
you think any of the X-Men is gonna have their own solo movies?
I mean, they all. I think the only one that really would be like what Rogue.
Wolverine exists.
Yeah, but it was.
Yeah, but you think they're gonna give Wolverine another solo movie?
I think
Of course.
I mean, we don't have Jackson.
You need to cross that over with fucking Deadpool.
That's true.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They already kind of remember the tease that they did where Deadpool is looking for Wolverine where X-23 buried him in the movie Logan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like he's with the metal detector, he's like toot, 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 toot,
Yeah.
and he finds him and he's like, oh, I'm gonna revive him, but he's like, nah, it's okay.
Yeah, he's been advocating for Hugh Jackman to do it one more time so they can do a team up movie, but Hugh Jackman's pretty much done with the thing. Hugh Jackman did say if Wolverine ever comes to the MCU, he'll do it, but Disney will have to throw in like mad cash for him to be like, okay.
And if at all, it would have to be something like Days of Future Past type of like old man Logan type of deal.
Yeah,
because
he is getting up there. He's almost like what 50 now.
Yeah, Hugh Jackman. I mean, he looks great, but
He's 54, boys.
He's 54.
54.
Not bad. But
damn,
between here and another Wolverine, shoot, man, it's gonna be a couple years.
Yeah, you can't have him be Wolverine for the next 10 years. He's gonna be old. So
right.
I mean,
He's already old. What do you mean?
Yeah,
remember the early rumors where like Daniel Radcliffe from Harry Potter was going to be the next Wolverine.
Oh God.
Yeah, but then we also have to throw in the movies about like what the Eternals, right? You have to finish
Hugh Jackman.
You have to finish the Guardians of the Galaxy. Like it's so many movies already.
Yeah, Spider-Man 3, the Eternals, Guardians 3, Thor Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
You
have Blade, X-Men, Legends of Shang-Chi.
Yeah,
they have a lot.
Yeah.
Look, this guy's 52 years old. He's not gonna make all those movies. Let's be honest.
No, if he did come back, he'll come back for one movie for Deadpool. That's
I
it.
don't think he's gonna do that. That's why I think they're gonna recast him because he can't. I don't think he could do like another 20 years.
Nah, he can't do another 10 years.
Yeah.
He could do maybe 5, and they could slowly put him into Old Man Logan in those movies again. But I don't know.
Yeah, I think they're gonna let someone fresh so the way they can have like said.
I would rather see.
I don't even think they're gonna go down the Old Man Logan route. I feel like Logan the movie was like a good send off.
Yeah.
I would rather see old man Hawkeye. Anyways, so by the way, do you guys want to see the bad guy of the Eternals? He leaked.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so like I put it in the next slide. You go ahead and move it. There it is, boys.
What's that? How it looks? It looks like Stranger Things thing.
That is the bad guy for the Eternals.
Crow?
Yep, it leaked via the toys. So like the toys have been leaking out because, like I said earlier or last podcast, like they've been in storage for the past months because supposedly the movie was supposed to be out already, and they've been leaking out little by little in different stores in different states, and this is the latest one, which is a $30 figure, which is big, and this is the bad guy, Crow, and he looks shitty.
Yeah, it does. It looks like Groot. It looks like Groot.
super group.
with
So
cyber leg.
don't expect a lot from the Eternals, okay? I'm telling you now, the Eternals is going to follow the same vibe as Captain Garbage Marvel.
I mean, that's the thing. Right? It's like I get what they're trying to do, but they should just stayed on their main heroes. They shouldn't have gone off to the ones that didn't catch on because they didn't catch on for a reason. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
I can tell you, man, this is going to be really like it's not going to be the movie that people want to watch. And the worst part is like the Eternals have a very unique costume design, right? I mean, they're pretty much designed by Jack Kirby, right? They all have like all these ridiculous costumes, and the job they did, for adaptation was really poor. Like they simplified it to the point that it's just not interesting. And if you put the next slide, and you'll see Salma Hayek as her Ajax character. What the hell kind of name is that to you, by the way? So look at this. Just like, all right, you have a dress. Totally not interesting.
Nope.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, to the next one.
So just on the topic before we leave. So all these delays are happening, and the toys are leaking it all. So blah blah. But Eternals comes out in February now, 2021, right?
Mhm.
Black Widow comes out literally a year later.
What?
Fuck me.
So like
Yo, it comes out May 2021. I've been so hyped for that fucking movie. I'm just like, man. And then Venom was supposed to come out this month. It's coming out next year in June.
Holy shit! It was supposed to come out this month.
Yeah, it was supposed to come out this month.
Really?
Actually, next
crap.
week was supposed to release. Yeah,
Venom
the
2?
16th.
Really?
Venom 2, yeah, was supposed to come out this month, and it
Holy
got pushed
crap.
to June 2021.
My guy, really?
Dude,
Wow.
that's ridiculous.
I know it's Corona done fucked everything up, yo.
Obvious.
And you can tell this is like, nah, we're gonna release Black Widow in the theaters because that's gonna sell money. They didn't
Nope.
care about fucking
they-
what's her name, Mulan. They just like put that shit on Disney Plus, yo.
I told you.
They saved their asses though, because that movie was gonna flop in theaters.
No, it was the greatest movie of all time.
Mulan, yeah, right.
Yeah.
They should be happy that they didn't release it in theaters, because if they did, then Titanic would have dropped to the third spot.
Oh, there's an actual YouTube channel that covers. There's a girl. She does like fashion, right? So she created a YouTube channel just to shit on that movie. She's Chinese.
Oh, Mulan.
She's like, dude, I was so offended by this movie, or like, not just offended, just like in awe at how bad it is, that I had to create a YouTube channel and then a video so that I can start rambling about this. And I recommend you watch the video. It's freaking fun. It's long, bro.
No, like it was really incorrect. Like that's the thing. Like this is what I was telling you about why you're not going to see a Pocahontas. You're seeing Chinese culture from the point of view of a white America. It's not going to happen. It's not good. So imagine Pocahontas with that same treatment. Hey, let me go get some bows and arrows and kill some rabbits. No, not going.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty bad.
All right.
So next, we reached 11 o'clock already. So there's a few more slides, and then we can go ahead and call it.
Yeah, I gotta go to bed.
All right, do it faster.
So this I put here for Lou. This is for like other news. So
speaking of which,
what the fuck is this?
Both Ruben and Max's gifts came in the mail. So
what? That's crazy. Okay.
Ruben is Green Dillo and Max.
No, so like this guy, Lou. So he's called Venusu Dude, right? So like this guy actually has the biggest Venusaur collection. Period.
I'm already falling.
What?
Yeah.
Venusaur what?
Anything that has Venusaur he collects. Like he has like every single version of the TCG cards from the very beginning. So you're thinking Gen 1, you're like, okay, yeah, this Venusaur right here was actually light damage. This Venusaur right here was misprinted. This Venusaur right here, he's shadowless. This Venusaur right here was actually signed. So like he has different versions from multiple fucking packs.
Is he rich?
All languages. No, he's not. He's not rich at all.
What? How do you get the money for this?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Thing
he
is
hustled
that-
some people, yo.
I work at McDonald's, dude, every day. But work.
Yeah,
his,
yeah.
his whole deal is collecting Venusaur. And when I saw that, I was just like, dude, I can't believe that there's another person out there just who thinks that this Pokemon is like the shit.
He is that shit. What do you mean, not the shit?
Like, I like Venusaur. I don't think it's a bad mon. I like him better than Blastoise. But
Nah,
Like-
that's the wrong answer. It's you love that motherfucker, okay?
I'm like, how the hell?
Sure, dude.
So he made recently a video with Unlisted Leaf, and he went through like all the different Venusaur memorabilia, and I was like, dude, Lou is nowhere near, right?
He's not on that level. He's not on that level.
Yeah,
If
he's
I-
not at that
if I
level.
am in that level, then you guys gotta say that's not my cousin.
Yeah,
that's
but
not-
you're never gonna be on that level. I'm sorry. See
Yeah.
you
yeah, because if I am, you guys gotta call it, that's not my friend. That's you guys gonna call it.
later. So stop making excuses. You're just not on that level.
Yeah,
Oh,
so I'm like, okay, you know what? We think that Ruben is a super Venusaur fan. He only has a lot of love for it, but he's not willing to put the money where his mouth is because this guy he has
Don't start, Max. Don't start. Please don't start. Don't
he has
start.
an exclusive, which I didn't know even existed. A Game Boy, it's a Game Boy Advanced that has a Nintendo licensed Venusaur screen, like Venusaur
Yeah,
skin.
I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, I didn't know that was just either.
I'm like, what the hell?
I've
It's
seen it.
crazy.
It's expensive.
Yeah.
He loves it.
So yeah, that was
Don't
it.
start,
So,
Kenan.
no-
Don't start on me, Kenan. Don't.
So
all right, the next.
I'll never do that. No. Nope.
All right, so this is Logan Paul, right? So what this guy did was like he's getting into like right now is that he does a lot of investments and different pieces of shit, right? To like make sure to keep a lot of money. So one of his one of his like coaches or like business managers like, hey, you need to invest on Pokemon because Pokemon was where it's at. So he decided to go on a bidding website for a sealed first edition Gen 1 box. Okay. And he bought it. He bought it for $170,000. Okay.
Damn.
Which is
That's
the highest on record. Okay. And before that, he had bought $50,000 worth of just loose Pokemon cards. Like, oh, I need a shadowless Charizard. Like, oh, I'll just buy it. Like, oh, $10,000, no problem. I'll drop it. And graded Gen Min 10. So he's made a series of videos, right? And when he bought it, he's like, I'm gonna open it. Okay.
What?
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna open it and I'm gonna sell each pack, right? On October 9th, which is today, right? So this already happened. And he was only gonna keep one for himself. Okay. Now the question is, how much did he sell each pack for?
10 grand.
1,000 each.
Ruben is correct.
10
$11,000
grand. Damn,
per pack.
that's fucking insane.
Makes sense.
So he made what? 30. He made what?
260,000 plus more, maybe more.
Shit.
remember, he probably weighed those packs. Remember, first print
That's true.
weigh. Okay, so he probably weighed those packs and kept the heaviest one.
396.
He said he was only going to keep one for himself for the memory.
396K, 396K around there. 396K.
That's a lot of money.
So
Great
that is a lot of money.
Wait, how many packs does it bring?
36.
I think it makes like 36.
Yeah, he made like the 396K, 396K.
almost four. So he more than doubled his stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's insane.
yeah, 396K.
I
yeah.
wish I had money. I wish I can ditch out $200,000 on a fucking cedar box and then go sell that off again. I wish I could do that, but I can't.
Bro, this guy made 396K more than he fucking. Oh wow.
All right. So what's this slide about?
So this. Oh, Nintendo.
Yeah, so that's the
A world.
yeah. So
Nintendo
it brings 36 packs. Luke confirmed. So he sold 35. He was going to keep one. So he made bank.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like the investment is right there. It's just like we don't have the money to.
Yo, Ken, you know what we gotta do, right? You know,
285.
shiny Charizard VMAX come out.
Cases.
Just buy the
Oh
case.
yeah, bro.
don't
Oh,
even
yeah.
open it.
Have you? You don't keep up with Pokemon Max, do you?
I keep up with the TCG. Yes.
Have you seen the Charizard VMAX shiny?
Yep. I've seen
Bro,
the
that
VMAX.
that's if that's not promo, that's gonna be some money.
No, dude, it's not promo. It's coming like I've seen unlisted
Yo,
leaks get it
man,
on
that's
in Jap version.
yo.
Dude,
I'm getting a case of
Wait,
those, man.
hold up, guys. I
the
want to.
Japanese is going for just the Charizard. In Australian is going for $1,200 just the
Yeah.
one card,
Yeah,
Like the V or the VMAX.
the VMAX.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because it's actually funny.
Is it the full or the hyper rare?
The full art is going for 1,000, and even the Chinese Charizard is going for just like I think it's under 800.
Hold up, guys. I want to
Because
show
there's
you
another
guys something.
Chinese Charizard, by the way.
Wait, racism.
Yeah, I just want to show you guys something. All right. All
What?
right. I want to show you guys. Let's see. This is screens.
Can't
Yes.
emanate. Don't get us banned.
No. This is the guy selling the individual cards right here on TikTok.
I need this 9 right here off the rip. This is a shadowless 9. We can do that,
money in
no
his
problem.
hand?
I need these 2
Yeah,
Bastos,
the real money.
And I'll take a Charizard.
So hold up, let me.
Yeah, that's the guy.
The first Mexican immigrant to
Just runs away with that shit.
Look,
Huh.
this again.
God damn.
Yo, that's nuts. Yo, how much money you gotta have to just walk around with that stacks like that,
Bro,
bro?
he walked up with $30,000 straight cash.
9 right here off the rip.
Yo,
Bring in the
I mean, you know what? He's
shadowless
probably
9,
happy
we
that
can do
camera
no
was there.
problem. I need
Oh,
these
hell
2
yeah.
Bastos, and I'll take a
Yo, he got the
Charizard.
ancient Mew
First
OG.
edition,
Oh
first
my
edition,
god.
we're looking
Yo,
at
I'm a
9 apiece,
yo.
9,
If I knew
9,
investment when I was a kid, yo, I
shadowless,
would have been rich
just
because
over
that
9,
ancient
so
Mew, I
that's
had like
27,
stacks of them things from the movie.
You know how,
Bro, I had stacks of ancient Mews.
bro, you know how upset I am, man? Yo, I tell you, man. I was a kid, right? I wanted all the greatest Pokemon cards, right? There was this little tiny shop that was near my house, right? I go into that shop, I get 2 packs, just 2 packs, right? I leave that shop, I open those packs. First pack, Charizard holographic. Second pack, Blastoise holographic. I was a dumbass kid and destroyed both of those cards.
Holy shit!
Yo, just back in the 90s, if you had a Charizard, that was worth like $200 at the time.
When I tell you I have amazing luck with loose packs, I kid you not.
Even a
And-
Yu-Gi-Oh.
In loose packs, I got Charizard and Blastoise. In loose packs, I pulled all 5 pieces of Exodia. In loose packs, I got a Brionac and a Cataster on the same day. All right, that's how good with loose packs I was. I don't know why I
That's
stopped
insane.
buying that. Yeah, like I've always got money cards out of packs. I don't know
See,
why.
And that's and you know, like Yu-Gi-Oh is never gonna get that to this level in the Pokemon and like to this price. So like
Even prize cards, they don't go. They go like the most they go is like maybe 4,000, but
Yeah.
there's just something about Pokemon, and face it, there hasn't been any card game like it.
Yeah.
And
well,
I
you know
don't
that thing. You know that thing that Yu-Gi-Oh does is that they reprint the fuck out of their cards, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what it really is.
yo,
Yeah.
like oh my god! Remember when Trishula was like $300?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could not get that anywhere. Dark on Dragon was like 300, and then they reprinted the fuck out of those cards and lost all their values.
Yeah, so it's like whenever you're like, oh man, like dude, I got Nibiru, that meteor card which everybody wants. You're like, oh, you know what? I'll just wait a couple months. That shit'll be
Exactly.
common.
Right.
When I have V-Jump, that Dark Magician girl that came out was in a V-Jump. Yo, I sold that for like $90. A week later, it got announced for a reprint, and it dropped to $30. That guy was upset.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That guy was upset.
It is actually funny you bring up Yu-Gi-Oh, right? Because I had a friend where we went to a store, right? He came to me and he was like, "Hey, pick me out a pack." I was like, "Okay, this one has something good in it." He bought it. He opened it. He got a Ghost Rare Stardust.
Yo, man.
I was so pissed because I wanted a Ghost Rare
I
Stardust.
still remember the day I opened up that Duelist I don't know if it was Duelist Revolution. No, Duelist Genesis. The where Stardust came in, and it was Ghost. Bro, I swear to God, people heard me from down the block. Cause I was like, what the fuck is this, bro? Like I was so ecstatic, bro. That was
Dude.
my first Ghost Rare. I still have it to this day.
Pulling a Ghost Rare, that shit is fucking hard. Ghost Rares
Yeah.
still sell for a lot of money. I gotta say, those are the only ones that kind of manage to keep their
Now,
value.
now, but they don't even release them in a TCG anymore. It's an OCG
Right,
only.
that's why. Yeah.
Until when Dragon Ra, that and the new Marek set, that thing is like $200.
Yeah. The first Ghost Rare, like 10, 15 years.
Yeah, the way Ghost Rare Wind Dragon Aura and the Marek set, $200.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Wow.
definitely crazy, and it sucks because it was a good gimmick. I liked it. I liked the
Mhm.
gimmick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You still
I
watching my
never
stream?
actually pulled. I remember I got banned from one of my swap meet stores because we used to go to this swap meet outside that was close to my high school, and the guy used to sell cards, right? And I figured out what the secret was for Pharaonic Guardian, or no, Pharaoh Servant,
Yeah.
because there was a tell on the packs. Like Yami had an extra like line underneath his eye, so like if you picked one of those packs, guaranteed ultra. Not even a
Really?
super, guaranteed
Yeah.
ultra. Yeah. So I remember that somebody told me, right? Because me and my team, dude, like we dealt on that shit. And I went that afternoon and I was like, okay, give me the packs, I'm gonna buy some. He was like, yeah, sure, why not? And then I was like, this one, this one, this one. And I opened them and I made the mistake of opening it in the store.
Yeah.
Okay. So I opened it, I was like, boom, BLS, boom, Chaos Emperor Dragon, boom.
Damn.
Yeah, I was like,
Wow.
fuck, dude.
It was like,
And
yo,
the
you
guy-
cheating.
And the guy was like, no, you're banned. You can't buy here anymore.
That's
Wow.
stupid.
Yeah.
So lads, that means no money for them? Wow.
Yeah, let's stop that.
That's crazy.
Which one of those are
Yeah,
more
that's
expensive?
crazy.
No?
What happened?
You still see on my screen?
Yeah.
Right there, this
this-
is the Lactose of Venusaur.
This is the Pokemon House. All right. So yeah, Nintendo World.
All right. So let's put it back, right? Come on.
All right, cool.
Correct.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, man. I don't know. Like, I don't think there'll ever be a card that is like Pokemon. Maybe Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball is getting up there.
Super? Nah, the thing with Super is that if you get your hands on an Ultimate and it's like $40, hold on to it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
gonna shoot up. Cause I remember this is two cards. I think I have it right here actually. This card right here. This
Uh-huh.
card no one gave a fuck about when it came out. It was like what, $25?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
like $15.
That $15, right? And then like out of nowhere, it's just like $70, $80.
Yeah.
And then if you get like popular cards that are ultimates or that are like super broken, they'll be at least $200-$300. Like Ken bought a cell for like what, $60,
Damn.
and then that's just like $300 now, $300.
Wow.
Hey, during the summer, it hit 500.
Yeah, like it's
Whoa.
like,
that's big.
and there are a lot of cards that are on Super that keep their value because Bandai doesn't reprint a lot like that.
Yeah.
Like that's the one thing about Super, that if you invest in Super the right way, you probably make a decent profit, but you got to know like which cards
cards
are
to
gonna
buy,
be good.
And you're gonna end up
But-
with a lot of crap too, because that's the thing about like whenever you buy this $11,000 pack, right? The moment you open them, dude, those cards are worthless.
Mhm.
Like sure, they may be worth like $30-$40 each, but you're never gonna make your money back for 11,000 by selling those individual cards.
yeah,
Yeah, that's the thing, because it's like people are looking for specific cards, so it's better to sell the chance of getting it
Yeah,
than
uh-huh.
sell the guarantee of not getting it.
yeah.
All right.
That's what we gonna do, boys.
All right, let's go.
So let's close it up with Nintendo Land. I know that theme parks are nowhere near being open, but they promised that 2021 was going to get Mario. And a couple of the things that they released was some of the items that you're going to be able to get there, right? And I know that we're all planning on going to Japan as a group, right? So maybe in the future we can enjoy this. So what do you guys think about the products?
They look pretty interesting.
Is that-
I'm
is that
happy they
crap?
decided to keep it.
Crippet? That Crippet?
Yeah, it's a crap.
Yeah, I think I'm happy that they decided to like keep the theme going. Yeah, I mean it's Japan.
Look, man, I don't care what no one says. I'm gonna be a grown ass man having a good ass time on Nintendo Land. I don't give a fuck. Like I'm gonna be a kid when I'm in that theme park.
Yeah.
Hey, that's the goal. That's the goal of the trip.
Okay,
Be a
so
kid.
I wanted to bring this up too, because if you guys want to go to a theme park, right, especially in Japan, mind you, Lou, you better lose some fucking weight.
Yeah.
You're
Oh
not-
yeah, I definitely have to lose it too, man.
Yeah,
Wait,
you're
how
not-
much weight we talking about?
Dude, I was this,
we gotta be normal size.
I was this close, dude.
How much
to
is number
not-
200?
Yeah, I was this close to not being able to ride a the Harry Potter ride at Universal Studios Florida, my guy, Florida. Okay,
Damn.
because I was almost too heavy. So like I'm telling you, if you want to go to an amusement park and enjoy it, start losing weight now.
Oh,
That
looks
this
like
goes
Ray
for
ain't
all of
going.
us,
Wrangler.
right?
Yeah,
Ray ain't
fuck
going. Looks
that.
like he's like, nah, I
Because
like being a ball.
Yeah,
because
Pokeball.
because dude, I'm telling you, that shit is embarrassing.
Yeah.
Damn.
Okay,
You
so
imagine
like,
you're a grown ass man, like I want to ride this. Like, damn, you were like 10 pounds less. You could have.
So
I know. So like,
that's the deciding factor when I see Pupusa done it. Like, yeah, wanna do this trip? Yes. I think
But the
so.
good thing
so
is
like,
that
I'm
COVID
telling you.
got our back, so we're good.
So I'm
Alright.
COVID.
so get on that ring, get on that like
Oh, the ring fit.
Yeah, but I have to lose 80 goddamn pounds if I want to be normal
80
size.
and I'm
that's
That's
it's
not hard.
number one is not that hard. Number two is good for your fucking health. And number three, you get to
Yeah.
go to Japan. The ultimate.
Look, I'm gonna just tell you right now. The older you get and you're
The
fat,
harder it is, yeah, the
the
harder
harder
it
it's
is.
gonna be to do it.
Yeah.
And it's
Wait, how
gonna be
much you
worse
weigh,
on your
Max?
joints.
Max, how much you weigh?
Oh, I just feel it already with my joints. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it.
I'm gonna just
Me?
starve myself for
Yeah.
30 days.
I'm at like
90
250 right
days.
now.
90
That's not gonna work
250?
out because then you're gonna
There's no
eat
way you're
yourself
250
back
now.
to being fat.
Yo,
You
Max,
used to be like 220.
Ray's 100 pounds heavier than you.
Used to.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, right. You
I'm
gotta lose weight
250.
because
I'm
of that.
250.
You're hard, bro.
And
Honestly.
diabetes. Dude.
Yeah. Oh, dude. See, that's that's another thing. I'm telling you. One of my friends, his
Diabetic.
his kid just recently got diagnosed with diabetes, which sucks, right? And this is a kid,
Yeah.
right? So like coronavirus, not forcing kids to take that extra 1 hour of exercise that you get in PE accelerates this process. So I'm
Yeah.
telling you,
Yeah.
don't sleep on that shit. All right, we're not getting any younger.
Yep.
But we are
No,
getting
we're not.
cuter every day. Anyhow,
All right.
that's all.
Let's-
That's all I got for today.
Let's wrap this up.
All right, then, guys. Thanks for watching. Take it to stay tuned. Next week we'll come back with more information. Hopefully, we get more news to more, other movies and other things in the media game
Look,
industry.
despite there
Um,
not being that much stuff, we still did 2.5 hours of
We're
podcast.
still longer.
Yeah,
We're still
because
making.
we were into
Oh
different
well,
discussions.
yeah, because we started late because of the game. That's right.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
and hopefully next time, we'll have the full crew again.
yeah. We'll
Yeah.
be watching the NBA finals next time. Don't worry.
All right, Trump.
No, just
We
kidding.
can't all be as healthy as Trump, right?
Yeah, Donald Trump is a master horse, bro. He got COVID and the next day he was fucking
So-
cure. But that's only master race. Anyways,
All right, so before we stop it, Max, you want to plug in your socials?
Sure. Mighty Max Toys on Insta.
Follow that. He's doing some bomb stuff.
Yeah,
that photography work is he getting better. He getting better. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right. I think
yeah.
I was looking at my pictures. I'm like, dude, you know what?
No,
Ah,
the more you're doing it, you notice the difference in quality too. So
make sure
just keep
you
going, bro.
guys,
Just keep going.
Yeah.
some of
I'm
the
telling
toys.
Can Ray, y'all want to plug in your channel?
Toys, what?
Oh,
Really?
Peasants.
This
Political peasants
this
on
is,
Twitter
uh,
and
peasants.
YouTube.
this is Max's stuff right
Go
here.
watch your stream.
And we
Yeah.
also have we also have to plug in to follow us on Instagram now. The
Yeah.
the Gameplay X4.
Yes, we do have a game an Instagram channel.
This
So
is
Gameplayx4.
Mighty Toys
So
Max.
who was responsible for that?
Ray.
Right.
Oh,
Okay,
Ray.
thank you, Ray, because like
He
dude,
just
I
silently did it. I was like, oh, look at that. We got an Instagram channel.
and I like when it has the little like blue thing that is official. I was like, oh shit.
Oh man, I misspelled that shit, but it doesn't let me censor it.
You know we're
I was
still
about
in
to
the
say, Mama, we made it.
you know we're still in the middle of wrapping up, right?
Yeah. So guys, make sure to follow all of us on social media. We got the Gameplayx4 back in Insta now and TikTok, so make sure to check it out.
yeah, TikTok. Yo, we actually getting some views on TikTok.
Yeah, we
Really?
got like 200 million.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll
crazy.
see you guys in the
We're
next
still
one.
wrapping up. Like, it's cool. All right.
Check it out.
Go
It's gonna
follow
be
me.
the link down below.
Yeah, I'm gonna plug myself in. All right, too. So go over my YouTube. Go to my Instagram. It's Josh Gambino. Follow me on Twitter too. It's the same thing. Thank you. I've been
Okay,
posting
bye,
more
guys.
on YouTube as well too.
See
So
you guys.
holla y'all later.
So this is Josh. Follow him right there.
All right.
All right. So make sure to follow Ken and I left.
Yeah, make sure to follow everybody.
I know he's right there. Oh, so
Josh Gambino,
Okay.
Political Peasant, Mighty Max Toys.
And we're
Yeah.
out of
We'll see
here.
you next
Yeah.
week.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. There you go, Hags.
Oh, damn.
Take care of each other. We'll see you next time. Peace.